The Fanatic app. What's up, everybody? Good morning. What up? Welcome to Middays with Marks on 97.5 The Fanatic, because we love when you listen on the good old-fashioned radio. 97.5 FM WPEN. Good morning, everybody listening on the radio, on the app. Good morning to our YouTube viewers. As we say good morning to Ray Dunn. Raymond, good morning.
Good morning, Johnny. How you feeling?
You're going to have to give me anything that happened since Sunday. You're pretty much going to have to fill me in with what happened.
You have some water?
I know a lot of things that happened, but I'm just sketchy on dates and times and things like that.
Welcome back to reality.
Yeah. As we say good morning to another guy looks like he's in a daze as well. Jason Martinez. What's up, Martinez?
Yeah, like we're the picture of health in here.
Yeah, dude, they really
the
want
health department comes by, we're screwed. We're going to get shut down.
Actually, when I walked in today, because I was throwing up last night, for whatever reason, the whole house got the stomach bug, and my wife got it the least. My two other daughters were throwing up for a day, and then they were fine. And then me
Just had some dry heaves.
And my oldest can't kick it. And yesterday I didn't throw up, but I had really bad nausea. And then overnight, boom, again, both of us.
Yeah.
So I come in today, and I'm like, I probably shouldn't be here because I'm so contagious. I'm in here with you.
Yeah.
You don't need to be catching the stomach bug.
I have the immune system of an ant right now.
Awesome. Well, hopefully I don't kill Jason.
My wife's been sick the last, week, too.
So you have immunity.
I don't know. I got something. I don't know what it is.
You have something. Ray looked at me and stepped a couple feet back.
I'm hiding here, right in this cage.
I might go in there and do it with Ray.
I'll be
do
fine
the show
with that.
from in there.
I'll be fine with that. Or I could do it in there, and you guys could be out here, because then I could run the board, and then you guys could be out here. I could do it.
Well, now you've already contaminated that seat, so I'm probably going to seat 3 at that point.
It's infected?
Probably.
Yeah.
Well, Ray's the single guy that like when I was the single guy, I never got sick.
No.
There was no illnesses or anything
I didn't
like
get sick for a decade till I had kids.
Yeah, then you have kids, and now you're screwed.
Yeah, then they bring the school's a petri dish.
Yep. Well, anyway, there's a lot to talk about. So my understanding is everybody's handling the Eagles' offensive coordinator search very well, Jason.
Well, you know how rational everybody can be.
So.
I will say that it's, and believe me, I have a take on it. I will say that it's. I don't even think it's messy. It's just painful.
Clumsy?
No, I don't think it's clumsy. All right, so let me give you my take.
It's a little clumsy.
Okay, and I know a lot of people are going to disagree with me, and I know a lot of people are going to say that it's clumsy, and I don't disagree that it looks a little clumsy. But, first things first, Philadelphia Eagles, although they did not win a playoff game last year, have been to the playoffs for 5 straight seasons. They've been to 2 Super Bowls, and they won a Super Bowl 2 years ago. Everybody in the world will agree that Howie Roseman is a Hall of Fame GM, and Jeffrey Lurie is the best owner that this town has ever seen. Do we agree on that? Jeffrey Lurie is excellent. There is a well-run organization that also makes mistakes. Brian Johnson was a mistake. Allowing Kevin Patullo to be hired as an offensive coordinator was a mistake. But they quickly clean up those mistakes. They fired Doug. They said, you know what? Nope, we're not giving him another year. Fired Doug. They got right back in the saddle. So when they do make mistakes, which they do, they typically take care of that quickly, or they learn from it. Remember how bad they were at drafting?
Terrible.
The Justin Jefferson they passed on for Rager. And then what did they do? They started they listened to the fans. Draft players from Alabama. Draft players from Georgia.
Yep.
And it worked. So anyway, the only thing that I see is there were 2 guys they were really interested in, or actually 3 guys they were really interested in. Mike McDaniel, Brian Daboll, and probably Joe Brady.
Yeah.
And when the 2 guys initially got McDaniels going to the Chargers, and then Daboll, they told him, no, he's going to go to Tennessee, or he's going to get the Bills job.
Yep.
It's not even worth pursuing him. Nothing was ever said about Joe Brady. I always assumed they were interested in Joe Brady, and that situation was going to take care of himself. If he stayed in Buffalo, then they wouldn't have a chance to get him. If they left Buffalo, that was going to be really telling if he wanted to take the job in Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Well, they hired him as head coach.
Yeah, and he stays where he was, which I don't think was the right decision for them, but this isn't about Buffalo.
No.
I think you need to go outside the organization.
Probably.
And get a new voice, but whatever. They didn't.
They did.
So he's there.
So who's the offensive coordinator other than that has turned down the Eagles?
Well, there's a few guys that took their name out of the running, which from an optics standpoint, you know that it doesn't look good from an optics standpoint. It's like, well, I don't even want to interview there. But
well, they did though. Like Charlie Weiss Jr., which is the one Diane Orsini puts out this cryptic tweet that is intentionally worded. It's deliberately worded to make it look like he wasn't interested in the Eagles job. He's going back to LSU. They didn't offer him the job.
Well, that's what I would do when a guy got shot down by a girl. I'd intentionally worded that I was not interested in her.
Right. You break up with her first.
Yeah.
Philip Rivers took his name out of consideration from the Buffalo Bills head coaching job when they told him you're not getting the job.
Yeah.
We appreciate interviewing you. So, and believe me, with all these freaking insiders and all the reporters in Philadelphia, wouldn't somebody love to break a story that who's the Bobby Slowick was offered the job, but he told the Eagles no, and he went to the Dolphins, who have Tua or no quarterback,
yeah,
which is not a good situation and a suck organization, right? But wouldn't one of these insiders, wouldn't one of these reporters, wouldn't they love to sting the Eagles with a?
Well, I don't know about that because they're water carriers.
Well, okay, there may be some water carriers, but seriously, Ray, I'll ask you. Who's the offensive coordinator candidate that turned the Eagles down and went somewhere else?
McDaniel Dable.
Okay, who else? Joe Brady took a head coaching job.
Yeah, that's not a fair parallel, right?
It's not. He took a head coaching job.
Yeah.
Right. So who? Daboll wasn't coming here to be the offensive coordinator. If we want to relitigate this and say McDaniel, it's an indictment on Jalen Hurts. Oh, Daboll, it's an indictment on Jalen Hurts. I think it's an indictment on a lot of things, including the fans, including the culture here, including the head coach.
Yeah.
I don't think it's one thing. I don't see offensive coordinator candidates turning the Eagles down. I see the Eagles targeting certain guys, and then slowly it's not working out. And now, unfortunately, we're left with what's left.
I
Right?
think there's a number of candidates that look at this and say maybe it's not the path of least resistance to get where I want to go.
But
Like who?
if you have success, you get a head coach job.
Absolutely. But if you're Declan Doyle at 29 with Ben Johnson, is it easier for you to continue to be boy wonder underneath the genius and see where that organization goes and take the leap from offensive coordinator to head coach a year from now? Or do you want to leave there, come here, try to adapt your system to what goes on here, and then take the head coaching job, try and get the head coaching job next year?
Yeah, you're assuming they offered him the job, which is a terrible assumption.
Yeah, well, I'm not telling you that he got offered the job, but I can understand why he would come in. They would get information from him. He would get information about them, and the two sides wouldn't come to
They
an
interview him.
agreement. Yeah.
They interview him, and they're like, no, he's
Yeah.
not ready for it.
Yeah.
This Mannion guy that they interviewed, guess what? He got a second interview. So whatever he did in that first interview, and he has almost no experience. He has no
Right.
play calling experience. He was playing a couple years ago. But yet he got a second interview. This Declan Doyle guy, you know what? I would advise him, you don't want to be in Philly right now. This is a really, really big jump from being in Chicago
Yep.
and not calling plays, and you're 29 years old. You're not ready for this.
Yeah. This is a different ball game that you're not prepared for. You're not setting yourself up for the right kind of success. Yeah. The other thing, too, is you got to wonder. And everybody knows, like, whisper down the lane amongst coaching circles is real. It's obvious.
Of course.
And guys that have already come in and interviewed, they say, this is, what are the Eagles asking? What are the responsibilities? What kind of control do I have? Well, Doug was fired 2 years after, too. If they don't move forward, what about A.J. Brown? Do I have A.J. Brown?
Good point.
Where's Saquon? How many years do I have of Saquon? What about Lane Johnson? Is he coming back? Or how about Dallas Goedert? My offense needs a tight end. Are they
That's
bringing
a big
Dallas
question,
Goedert?
yeah.
Yeah, they're at, when I had the interview with the Eagles, they interview me, and then when they say, hey, do you have any questions? I say, get comfortable. Because now I'm interviewing you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, so here's my question. Pretty much you have what's left. And now it's up to the Eagles to make the right hire.
Yeah.
You have a guy like Mannion who has little coaching experience, but he's a former player. And obviously, whatever he did in that first interview impressed the Eagles. You have a Matt Nagy, who is a former head coach, is a former offensive coordinator.
Former coach of the year.
In the double doink year.
In a double doink.
Yeah. I think he's your safe hire in case you don't think Mannion's
I'm
ready
intrigued
for
by
it.
him.
I think he'll come in and do a decent job.
Yeah.
Would I be is it an uninspired hiring? I mean, yeah.
But you were inspired by Chip, as I
Right.
was.
No, but it doesn't mean it's a bad hire.
It doesn't mean it's the wrong guy.
Patullo's a bad hire.
Yeah.
Brian Johnson's a bad hire. I don't think Nagy's a bad hire.
No.
Ray?
He's competent.
I'm not inspired by it.
Yeah,
Maybe
I
there's a
don't-
higher floor.
I don't agree.
What inspires you about Nagy?
Well, I'm saying I don't disagree.
There's a known commodity there.
Yeah, but there's a safeness to it.
Yeah.
Isn't the whole thing with this Eagles is that the talent is what wins, You want to play checkers and not chess. And while you want to evolve the offense, you struck out on that. So what do? Do you take a big swing with a younger guy that could be a disaster? Or do you go with
Sean McVay?
I mean, there's opportunities if you want. And it seems like they're looking at the Mannion, which is a bigger swing. If you believe in, like, hey, we hired Andy Reid. He had no coordinator experience. We hired Andy Reid, and he was our head coach, and look at him now. Is that kind of a hire? Or do you say, my gut tells me he's not ready for this. Let's go with Nagy.
Yeah. That's what you got to figure out. And this is the part where you go, do you give the Eagles the benefit of the doubt? And
I do.
Based on their track record, it's hard not to.
Ray, do you give the Eagles the benefit of the doubt?
In this situation, it feels different than where we've been before. Like, we keep going, and I hear a lot of the benefit of the doubt conversation, and it falls back on different searches. Like, we're talking about searches, hey, they were able to get Steichen and Sirianni on staff, and no one believes Sirianni's a head coach, and look what Steichen became for the offensive coordinator. It's like, okay, you were going from Doug at a 4-win season. That hiring cycle is different than an offensive coordinator hiring cycle where we're looking at them trying to plug someone into a very specific system in a window where they're looking to win next season. Like, that worked out, but that had time to work out. And now we're looking at something basically that compares to Kellen Moore 2 seasons ago. And I think a lot of people saw Kellen Moore didn't run Kellen Moore's offense when he was here. And if you're an offensive coordinator that's like, hey, I want to come in and make my imprint and get that head coaching job, it takes a very specific fit. I think that's where, like, I love the benefit of the doubt conversation when it comes to you hired Andy Reid, but you hired Andy Reid when it was like, okay, we're going to try and turn this organization into something. You hired Nick Sirianni when you were at 4 wins. You hired Doug Peterson after Chip Kelly was a disaster. These, like, hey,
you tend not to fire your coach when you're good.
Right. Well, that's what I'm saying. But you're like, this is an odd scenario for you to, for everyone to draw the comparisons of they found these guys before. I believe them to identify good candidates. It's just a very odd situation to step into for it to work out.
Well, I mean, the benefit of the doubt, you could say, was last year with Patullo. Because nobody believed that was a good hire when they did it. I didn't think it was, but it's also, they just won a Super Bowl.
Prove me wrong.
That's Nick Sirianni's guy. You've earned it. Even with Brian Johnson that happened. Yeah. You've earned it. And then it blew up in their face. All right, maybe not the benefit of the doubt is the right word to use, at least today, but I have confidence that they can hire the right guy.
Yeah, I think the organization knows where they are in their arc of what they have. You know, with guys like Jalen Hurts and his contract situation, Saquon, Devontae Smith. I don't know where they are on A.J. Brown. I don't know where they are on Lane Johnson, or Lane Johnson is on them, and I don't know what their plan is for tight end. So those things considered, you know, I'm not sure where they're going, but I do know they want to make their window more open this offseason than closed.
Yeah, for sure.
So whoever the guy is, they're going to feel it's not going to be one a hire that go, well, this guy will grow into the job in 2 to 3 years.
And by the way, I'm not telling you that this is the most attractive job in the world to all the candidates out there. I just don't see the guys that are available candidates out there who's turning them down for this job.
Yeah,
you're not. It's not an easy job. It's not attractive to Mike McDaniel that goes back to California and Jim Harbaugh's his guy, and
that's you know exactly what you're doing there. Again, it comes back to, what does Nick Sirianni do? You have an offensive coach that doesn't
part of
plays.
It. No, it's part of it.
So I'm not doing a good enough job.
It's the dynamic is definitely part of it. And also the fans are a part of it. And I'm not just going to say the fans, because when I say the fans, then it feels like that I'm saying, hey, you out there, middle finger to you. Yeah, like you're the reason why.
Yeah.
No, a lot of this is it's the toxic sports culture that we live in.
Yeah,
and we
market.
do. TJ Houshmandzadeh was on that Speakeasy podcast, and we'll get the sound later on. But I heard a cut that he was talking about the job, and at the end he said, the team could be 5-2, and everybody hates you. You're the offensive coordinator. The team's 5-2, and everybody hates you anyway. And if you're good, everybody gives Saquon credit, or gives A.J. Brown credit, or gives Jalen Hurts credit.
Yeah.
And if you suck, it's all your credit.
Yeah.
You're the one that gets
a no-win situation.
Yeah, it's a tough situation.
Yeah.
For the right candidate, it can get you a head coaching job. For the right candidate, with the right mentality, you can get it. You think Mike McDaniel, there's a foot of snow outside. You think Mike McDaniel.
And his knickers?
Wants with his wife, who's from Southern California, who's got kids. Once it's 0 degrees out for the rest of the month, in the next month, or you can go to California where nobody even knows what's going on.
Yeah, he's like Zach Brown. I got my toes in the water, my ass in the sand, not a worry in the world, but a cold beer in my hand. Or he's sitting here and he's shoveling snow, raking his back in a pair of capris.
It reminds me, anybody out there that does snow removal in the Willow Grove area, contact me, please. My poor parents are out there having to do it because I can't even. I had to actually get rid of the snow yesterday. It was the first day I could actually get out and try to do it. And my poor parents
an earth mover.
My parents are in their 70s. They have a foot of snow in Willow Grove. They got nobody to help. They don't have anybody to do it. It's too frozen. They can't get there's no snow. Their snowblower's broken. Like, great. Now you have a broken snowblower.
Yeah.
So they're trying to chip away with shovels and things like that.
Yeah,
I need help.
No, you need an earth mover at this point.
Really
You need
do.
a plow.
All right, we'll take some reaction. 610-632-0975. 610-632-0975. I want to know what the temperature is of the people out there.
Well, people are frustrated because they don't like when something takes long, and they don't like seeing other shoes drop. They don't like seeing other guys being placed, guys that they had an eyeball on to maybe take the job, whether they took a head coaching job or not. People feel spurned because you know how we are in this city. We get our hopes up for a guy, and then when he's not available or they don't get him, it's like you lost something that you never had. And people in this city, we have an inferiority complex. We do. We're between New York and D.C. We're always going to have it. And nobody chooses Philly. Ugh, that's why we're so gruff. But that's not the case. And look, when the rubber meets the road, just make the right hire.
Yeah, agreed.
I don't care if the fans like it. I don't give it. I almost said it. I don't. Just get it right. That's your job to get it right. It's not the fans' job to get it right. Because if it was the fans' job, we wouldn't get it right. A lot of times.
Probably not.
No.
I don't know. Ray, officially, how are you right now with the coaching search?
I was concerned last Thursday. At this point, I've thrown my hands up in the air and just said, you know what? I'm the moron with the microphone. Go make the call, and we'll reassess come October.
Wow, you're waving the flag.
I'm like, what, am I supposed to tell you that Sean Mannion is going to overwhelm me? I mean, he worked with Jordan Love, so obviously he does have a little bit of a soft spot in my heart for if they hire him. Other than that, Matt Nagy, I'm supposed to talk myself into Matt Nagy. You know who's had a top 10 scoring offense more recently as an offensive coordinator in the NFL than Matt Nagy?
Kevin Patullo?
Brian Johnson. In the last 3 years, Matt Nagy's been the offensive coordinator for the greatest quarterback I've watched in the last decade of football. That's a problem.
And that offense hasn't been good.
And Andy Reid's doing the whole he should be a head coach tour.
Yeah.
When it's like,
Well, Andy does that all the time.
I know. Andy went, hey, clean out your stuff. We're going to go get you a head coaching job. I need Bieniemy back here to get this offense back on track.
You know what? My buddy does morning radio in Kansas City. I'm going to text him and see why Nagy's gone. Because you're right. The whole thing was, oh, well, he's trying to get a head coaching job. But normally when you get a head coach, if you don't get the head coaching job, you go back to being the offensive coordinator.
Yeah.
He wasn't under contract, so they didn't fire him.
Andy Reid said, oh, yeah, at the beginning of the year, we talked about how, like, after this year, he wants to go get a job. Guess what? A lot of coaches
You guys sucked.
went into a season this year thinking maybe I could be a head coach. Patullo came into this season like, wow, what a springboard this could be for my career. You know what he's doing right now?
Coaching
Standing
Holy
outside
Ghost.
the NovaCare complex, wondering if his key card's going to work.
So put this in Phillies terms. Is this bringing back JT? Like when you had said that you thought you had something that you never had. Bo Bichette, we all thought he was a Philly.
Yeah, we lived it on the air that day.
And then when he wasn't, it was the biggest disappointment ever.
Like, we'll boo Bo Bichette when he comes to Philadelphia.
I can't wait.
Like, for something he didn't do.
Right.
You know?
Rappaport said big swing when this whole process started. He said the Eagles are ready to take a big swing. So I go into
So
this.
Howie told Rappaport to tell
See,
big swing.
That's the biggest mistake they've made is getting chesty about going out there and trying to make the big hire.
I'm sorry. Matt Nagy walking through that door
Not
is
a
your
big
big
swing.
swing?
No, it's not a big swing.
No, that's a
It
single.
might be the right swing.
Maybe. It might be the single through the hole that scores a run.
I mean, there's no doubt that the Eagles, right, elite organization, won the Super Bowl. Like, everybody looks at the Eagles as one of the top organizations in football. Tails between the legs a little bit right now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Tails between the
A little
legs.
shine gone nationally.
Yeah, you thought you were going out there and you were getting one of the top candidates, and they chose not to.
Is part of it Nick Sirianni? Is he thought of as...
So this week we're not blaming the quarterback. That was last week where it was an indictment of Hurts. Now it's everything else because that's what it was last week. And Emmanuel Acho said, "Oh, the only reason that he could choose the Chargers over the Eagles is Jalen Hurts." Like, no, there's a lot to it.
Yeah. Like, I wonder how Nick Sirianni and his personality is received in NFL circles, that they don't talk about it we don't talk about that at parties.
So I think that a guy like Daboll says, I win 5 or 6 games this year. No one's calling for my job as offensive coordinator. If I win 8 games this year, I might get another head coaching job being offensive coordinator. If we go, look at the Patriots, went from no one expected them to even make the playoffs necessarily this year. Now they're in the Super Bowl. He could get a job based on that down there. Here, the expectations are go back to the Super Bowl, or we're gonna call it for you to get fired.
Yeah, and your house is going to get egged.
Right. I mean, there's a lot that goes into it. So from Daboll's standpoint, and also with Nick Sirianni, he coached with Nick Sirianni. Nick Sirianni worked for him.
Yeah.
He was the coordinator. Nick Sirianni was the wide receivers coach. You think he wants to work for Nick Sirianni?
Yeah, it's a weird dynamic.
It is.
And you're talking about a couple alphas now.
And they may like each other.
Yeah.
I don't think there's any animosity or anything like that, but you think he wants to work? I wouldn't want to work for him.
No. See, I did that. It's a little different. I was Keith Jones' boss. And then he became the president of the Flyers, and now he's my boss.
All right, coming up. We mentioned TJ Houshmandzadeh earlier, talking about the Eagles' job. It's thankless. We'll play that for you. And how do you feel about the Eagles' offensive coordinator search? 610-632-0975. Middays the Marks, 97.5 The Fanatic.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
Week 3 of the search. I'm Ray Dunn with this Fanatic Sports Update. It's brought to you by Morgenstern Hair Restorations. Great teams stick together, and so does great hair. Morgenstern Hair Restoration Championship results. Visit morgensternhair.com or call 610-980-4000. This Eagles offensive coordinator search has been going on so long, we thought Bo Bichette would be a Philly when this thing started. They're having a second interview with Packers quarterback coach Sean Mannion. That's the latest report in terms of candidates. Elsewhere, Joe Brady became Bills head coach, and Brian Daboll became the Titans offensive coordinator. So right now, they've gotten to this second tier of candidates as both Brady and Daboll off the board as of yesterday. The Sixers had a big win last night, 139-122 over the Bucks. Paul George had 32 points, 9 threes of the game. Joel Embiid had 29 points, including this alley-oop jam.
Sixers on the move. Maxey lob to Joel, and Embiid jams it. Alley-oop jam. The big man soars, and Maxey feeds him, and an alley-oop dunk for the Sixers.
Sixers win that game of the Bucks. Now they're back in action against the Kings tomorrow night. Flyers Blue Jackets tonight at 7:30. You can listen right here on The Fanatic. This update's brought to you by the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation. Crohn's and Colitis Foundation has been at the forefront of inflammatory bowel disease research and care for over 50 years. Learn more about research, education, and support. Crohn'sColitisFoundation.org. I'm Ray Down, your home for the Sixers Flyers Best Bird Talk in town. 97.5 The Fanatic.
Hey, everybody, it's this job. If you don't do well, you get blamed for everything. You don't do it. Jalen Hurts won a Super Bowl without you. The offense has been doing this without you. Saquon is all pro. The offensive line is good. You got 2 top receivers. You got a great defense. And if you do win, it's like, okay, I can possibly get a head coaching job, but I got to win big. And so you got to have a coach that can have a bad week or two and stand up there and say, yeah, you know what, I'm not doing good on the job. I got to be better for the guys on this team. And it falls on me. How many coaches want that?
All right, that's TJ Houshmandzadeh on the Speakeasy. What a show.
Was he the partner of Chad Johnson?
Correct.
Ocho Cinco?
He had the ponytail.
Yeah.
Yep.
TJ Houshmandzadeh.
He was a beast. I was a big fan. For whatever reason, I remember having him in fantasy football for 1 year, and he went off. They had a lot of talent
were
on
good
those
too.
teams.
Yeah,
They had a lot of talent on those teams. Never won anything.
Was it Andy Dalton, the quarterback?
Andy Dalton, I believe. Marvin Lewis is the head coach.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah, Mr. NFL came in today.
Greatest nameplate of all time, Houshmandzadeh.
It's a long one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Poor equipment.
How many times do you think it was misspelled?
Ooh.
On
God.
the nameplate.
Well, I mean,
Who would know?
Yeah, him and him only.
It's one of these names when you were like, if Houshmandzadeh was an athlete in Philly, we would have learned to spell his name. It's like Andre Iguodala. I can write Andre Iguodala's name. I'd have to write it down to know how to do it.
IGOU.
No, it's UO.
UO?
DALA.
DALA. Okay.
I need to write it down. I can't say. That's how my brain works. I can't say
you
it.
need to actually put it on paper.
Yeah. So I mean, it's one of those names where I could probably, if Houshmandzadeh was I would probably know how to spell it. As it is, I would have no shot.
Yeah.
Doing it anyway.
How about Puka Nacua?
Oh, I love Puka Nacua.
I wish Tom Burns still worked here. I mean, Puka Nacua. It'd be great with that one.
It would be Puka Nacua. He's amazing. Well, I mean, he's right, but I unfortunately I think what's happening now, because the Eagles came out and they probably opened up their big mouth, and Howie was feeling chesty, and was like, oh, all right, well, yeah, but we're swinging for the fences.
Big game hunting.
Yeah, we're going to get the big name, and then when you don't get the big name, now you got your tail between your legs. But as it stands, other than coming out, if they don't say anything at all, you probably are still feeling kind of bad about yourself as far as being an Eagle fan. But the only thing that's really changed is you've had a couple of the top candidates say, nah. And by the way, if I'm Mike McDaniel, I would have never came here for this job. If I was Brian Daboll, I wouldn't have worked for Nick Sirianni and been able to go down and work for Robert Saleh, who's defensive coordinator, and you have no expectations, and a young team.
You're left alone.
Yeah, like you go down there with no expectations. You win 5 games next year, that's going to be looked at as a success if your quarterback does well.
Yep.
Right? Brian Daboll's looking at, how do I get the next job? How do I get a head coaching job again? I know a lot of people will look at it and say, but with the Eagles, they got head coaching jobs. Yeah, but 2 guys also got fired.
Yeah. Well, the way you got to look at it, the coach has to have the long play in mind. It's not, you can't just plan your career of employment year to year. And you also got to look back and go, well, after Doug, 2 years after winning the Super Bowl, they let him go. Howie is not going anywhere. He is the adopted DNA of Jeff Lurie. We know that.
Yep.
And as long as those 2 are in place, and they will be, they are Super Bowl or bust. And if they recognize, if the team takes another step back next year, they're going to look at Nick Sirianni. And then you go, okay, that whole staff might be gone.
Right.
So maybe it's not the most secure position.
Well,
to be in.
Fangio stays as defensive coordinator, and then you hire the next guy. Yeah, I mean, I think he's independent, like you had said. I mean,
but he's not a young man.
He's not. As long as he wants to coach and they're having success, and if you look at this defense and the youth,
nobody's
going to
mess with him.
Yeah, I don't think they're smart enough to know to leave him alone.
Yeah.
Right? Look at Jim Schwartz.
Yep.
The only thing the Browns are worried about with Jim Schwartz is losing him if they don't get him the head coaching job.
Yeah.
They don't want him to go anywhere, so they're considering making him the head coach. The Eagles hired Jim Schwartz before Doug Peterson.
Yeah.
Fangio would be a hire they would make before a head coach. They look at the power structure. The Eagles look at it and say everything goes from the top down.
Yeah.
Talent is what wins. We need good coaching, but it's not like Sean McVay is the organization with the Rams. They have a ton of talent on that team, but it's his offense, and he does this and he does that. He also managed a way to lose that game against the Seahawks.
He really did.
He did not manage the game well again.
No.
So as much of a genius as he is, in big games, he doesn't necessarily...
He can get swallowed up a little bit.
Yeah.
With the Eagles, whenever if you're looking for a head coach, you're going to saying, okay, you don't even need to worry about this side of the ball or an offensive line coach because Stoutland stays and Vic Fangio and his staff stay. We're hiring you for half of this head coaching job, and they're obviously not bringing in defensive coaches to do that,
Right.
So, but as long as and Vic Fangio, I think the way I would treat Vic Fangio if I was the GM, I'd have my end of the season meeting with him and say, I'll see you at OTAs. I'm not even calling him unless I'm throwing him some tape to look at for free agents or
yeah. I mean, he's helping out with the draft and stuff like that. Yeah, no,
I'm not bugging him.
No, you already know what you have right there.
I'm not like, no, you need to show up to work and to do this.
Now, Mannion,
No.
Ray, this Mannion guy's interesting because he's young. 1 year as the Packers quarterback coach, no play calling experience, but he's got something if you earned the second interview. Mm-hmm. But now you're bringing in a guy that's green, and could they make a secondary hire? Kind of like they did with Sean Adai, where they brought in Matt Patricia in case Sean Adai fell on his face, which he did. Now, the problem is Patricia didn't help things. But do you bring in another guy in case he, almost like a Frank Reich who is going to the Jets?
You can't hire a guy if you think that he might fail. But
don't you have to have safeguards in case that he has some struggles? Like with Andy Reid, they brought in Rod Dowhauer as his offensive coordinator
to help him.
Who to help him because he hadn't actually been an offensive coordinator. He was only a quarterback's coach. And then after a year or two, they're like, all right, see ya. And then they brought in another offensive coordinator. They didn't need him, but they brought in a guy that knew what he was doing, just in case, to show him the ropes. I don't know if that Scott Loeffler guy who came from Bowling Green, who was the quarterback's coach, because they're not even considering him.
Right.
So
why has his name not even been mentioned?
Optics?
But he has play calling experience. He was on the staff last year.
Must want to elevate his career. It's like, aren't I the next man up here?
I'm just saying, if we got that news again, big swing to
don't judge it
coach.
Don't judge it on what we think about it. We got to judge it on, is it the right guy?
Right.
Which is the long game.
With that being said, I think the Eagles are aware of the way they're perceived.
No. Unlike any other team, they're aware and they make decisions based on it.
What you said, Sean Mannion could come in here and become the offensive coordinator, and they'll be the people who, wow, he's far down that McVay tree. He's got fresh ideas. This could be something good for this offense. And it's like, all right, Mannion's got ideas. Guess what, Loeffler? Remember when you were a play caller at Bowling Green? You've now got that power. Mannion's the ideas guy. You're the guy that has the feel for the game. Or they could say there's going to be some sort of collaboration there.
That's too many cooks in the kitchen. They got to figure out. One guy's got to. We already don't know what the responsibility of the head coach is. We don't. It's not well defined.
We need the offensive coordinator to have responsibility.
Yeah, we need to. Okay, this is the dude. This is the guy that is responsible for this. We can't be any ambivalence or kind of we're not sure who's calling plays here.
What we just said though there about Mannion about bringing in someone that'd be the offensive analyst. That's already your added cooks here. The Patricia hiring was Howie being like, all right, we got someone that's from the Fangio tree, but here's a guy I respect. Right. And if things go poorly,
he's waiting.
And look what they did. Look what they did.
Yeah, and it didn't work.
They didn't do that last year. No. They kept riding it out with Patullo.
Yeah.
There was no.
That's what happens when you win the Super
That's
Bowl.
why I thought a Loeffler, you could have said, okay, it's not working with Patullo at week 10, and said, let's give Scotty a shot at the con.
I'm fascinated with this Mannion dude now. What he did in the interview to impress them enough, because we haven't heard it. We haven't heard these second interviews. Any of these other guys, like the Claw guy, the Claw from Chicago. What the hell's his name? He didn't get a second interview before he withdrew his name from consideration. Bunch of crap. Withdrew his name. All right, coming up, more on this. Adam Schefter also this morning. At the end of the interview, he was very cryptic with something that could be happening, that he could be talking
Can
about.
we speculate on it?
We're going to next. We're going to next. Middays with Marks, 97.5 The Fanatic.
He mentioned it earlier, talking about Mike McDaniel.
No, I know. But are you a country fan?
I could see myself drinking a Corona, sitting on a beach, listening to this for sure.
On a beach, sitting at the link
Congo.
with a hat on. I don't know, I've never been to a country concert.
I mean, neither.
It's a good time.
But I like Zach Brown
Do you?
because he'll play Rage Against the Machine at his country concert.
Does he?
He'll put "Kill It in the Name of." Yeah,
Does he really?
yeah,
That's cool.
yeah. He's a cool dude. You know.
Oh, I'm sure they're all cool dudes.
Yeah, but I like the concept of the guy. You know, like I got
Yeah.
my toes in the water, ass in the sand.
Well,
Not a word in the world.
all the failed rappers, they become country artists and get people to write songs for them, and they become big stars. Right?
Well, everybody sees that country money, like even like Aaron Lewis from Stained.
Right.
Like saw that country dough and was like,
it's
ooh.
there.
Beyonce saw country dough because it's the most loyal format in all of format.
And when they started doing it, it was different than what was there.
Yeah.
Because it had the pop sound to it.
Yeah.
There you go. All right, because I'm bluegrass. I like bluegrass country. I'm old school.
Kentucky bluegrass.
Right, absolutely.
You can
Real
play
country.
18 holes. You can play 18 holes on it and smoking under the Jesus.
You said that you saw something from Jeff McClain on Twitter there, Jason Martinez.
Well, yeah, he had pointed out that signs were pointing in this direction for a week that Brian Dable would take the OC job with the Titans. And he said the Eagles didn't offer Brian Dable the OC job, nor have they yet to officially offer the job to anyone, per sources. But he was a top target, went through a formal interview process, and had support from key individuals in the organization. He told the Eagles that he was pursuing other opportunities. They continued on with their process, but it doesn't mean they won't find a suitable replacement. But they are now 2 weeks removed from Kevin Patullo's ouster.
So the Eagles propaganda machine is out in full force today. I'm told Sal Paolantonio on ESPN. I didn't hear the full cut, but my buddy Bill texted me and said that Sal said they never offered him the job. Well, like now we're splitting hairs.
It's
here.
semantics.
Yeah. They never officially offered him the job, which is fine. But
He was looking for other. Yeah,
he went through the interview process and then told them he wasn't interested. I mean, that's essentially what happened.
He
turned
said
him
he's
down.
pursuing other opportunities. That's me saying, hey, cool. Well, it was a good meeting with you guys. You know, I'm not saying we won't ever work together down the road, but right now I'm pursuing other opportunities.
Eagles have been turned down by two candidates, and I with Jet McClain says that they've offered no job to anybody. They haven't offered the job to anybody else. I totally agree with.
Yep.
And it felt like that all along. I don't think Bobby Slowick said, "Hey, Eagles, no, I'm not taking the job because I want to be the offensive coordinator of the Dolphins and Tua."
Yeah.
Rather than the Eagles. I don't believe that. I don't believe any of these candidates that said, "Well, I'm withdrawing my name from the search." No, it's because you knew you weren't getting the job, and now you're going back.
Yeah, it's a way to save face too.
Yeah.
Like their agents hear about it. They're just bringing you in,
So the agent goes to
pumping
Dianne.
you for info.
The agent goes to Dianne Rossini and says, "Here, he's going back to LSU. Can you shine it for me to look like that he wants to go back to LSU?" And he's not really interested in the Eagles job. So she cryptically and intentionally types up a tweet without adding any context or any reporting to it.
Yep.
Like when she reports that he's going back to LSU, what you should say, did the Eagles offer him the job?
Yeah.
Was he under consideration from the Eagles? Did the interview?
He's not going back anywhere. He didn't leave.
Did the Eagles interview him and they were very impressed, but they weren't looking like she does no reporting on anything. She just puts out the tweet and says sources say. Okay, so the agent tweets you or the agent texts you, so you just text something in return.
Yeah. And these guys love getting their name out there because even if they don't make a move this offseason, he was talked about last year.
Right.
For next year.
Right.
It sets the stage.
Right.
But like Jeff McClain said, nor have they yet to officially offer the job to anyone.
Yeah, officially what like the officially stuff, whatever. You've been turned down twice.
Yeah, that's throwing the number across the table to the agent and trying to work on a contract. That's officially off.
Yeah, no, I like you said, that semantics. I don't care. It's who's interested in your job.
Yeah.
And I believe everybody but those two were interested in the job. That's what I believe. If the Eagles would have offered it to Zach Robinson, you don't think he's taking anything? Bobby Sloak's going to go to Miami with Tua or no quarterback over here? I don't believe that for a second. So, I mean, it doesn't make things any easier for Eagles fans here. And Ray, the Eagles absolutely are faced with Matt Nagy maybe being their offensive coordinator this year.
Absolutely. And I don't think Slowick turns you down. I don't think Robinson turns you down. But if you're not urgent to hire the two of them, and justifiably so. If you think Joe Brady's still going to be out there, if we found out Joe Brady was going to get an offensive coordinator job and the Eagles had already hired Slowick, we had already hired Robinson, we would have had a 48-hour panic in this city of like, really? You went and hired this second-tier candidate?
That's the Gus Bradley, Chip Kelly thing.
Right.
We were watching the Gus bus with the helicopter
Remember that?
until Chip changed his mind.
He would have been head coach if Chip didn't see that and change his mind.
Totally.
Yep.
He would never ended up in Jacksonville.
I remember when they hired him, Ray, he was at Jeffrey Lurie's mansion, and there was a helicopter that was literally following
the 95 from the airport. It was like the OJ chase.
This is how crazy we are. People want to know why Mike McDaniels want to come here.
Or some of these other candidates where you're not urgent to hire them. Like if I'm Slowick, and it's like, all right, the Dolphins say I could be offensive coordinator.
You take the job.
The Eagles are like, hey, we're going to wait there. It's like, okay, yeah. You know who's going to get blamed if the offense stinks next year in Miami? Tua.
Right.
Not me.
Well, but also, like, how long do you wait?
Because there's a bird in the hand.
And the Dolphins may also be saying, we want to hire somebody now. So do you wait it out, or do you take the job?
You're taking risk.
You take the job.
Right.
You take the
is
job.
what you do. Todd Monken's the new coach of the Cleveland Browns, according to Adam Schefter. So the former offensive coordinator of Baltimore, which was thought to be a potential candidate here, but more likely in New York.
Right, which opens up the New York
York's
offensive
job.
coordinator job.
Right.
So now that's a competitor for Mannion.
And that may be
And do you get to build your own staff and
Is
have
that a-
total autonomy?
is that a better job at this point?
A rookie quarterback who's accomplished nothing.
Because he's a head coach that doesn't call plays.
Right. No, you're right, Ray.
I'm the dumbest coach in the world.
No, but you're right. That is, even though you look at the Giants and how pitiful they've been,
Still New York.
it's still New York, and it's
Harbaugh.
attractive for all the reasons you just said.
It's horrible.
John Harbaugh's going to let you do your job. You have a young quarterback that looks pretty good. You have everything in front of you.
And he's going to have tenure
Yep.
because it's year one. You're not going to hire John Harbaugh and then fire him after a year.
All right, here's Adam Schefter this morning. They were saying goodbye to him, and here's how Schefter left it.
And maybe it'll be even more than that by next week.
What are you hinting at?
Maybe it'll be even more than discussion than an offensive coordinator. We'll see. We'll see.
Oh. Now, is A.J. Brown important now, Shefty? Because last week, A.J. Brown didn't matter. It was beneath him.
Oh, yeah. It was like, why are we even
I don't care.
discussing this?
I don't care about that. I don't care about that. You care more than me. So what else would he have for
If
next
he comes
week?
out with A.J. Brown next week, then I'm playing that audio of him, and we're not talking about that.
Yeah.
I'd be like, dude.
Well, that's what it's going to be.
No, I don't.
No?
No, I don't know. I don't. Is it Lane Johnson hanging it up?
I would be, with capitals, all caps, shocked if Lane Johnson retired.
The only reason I'm starting to get a little worried about that, the number of beat writers that have done reasons why offensive coordinators wouldn't take that job, the future of A.J. Brown and Lane Johnson. Why do they keep throwing Lane Johnson out there?
Has he not decided yet?
Possible.
Is he having a procedure that he has to see? They have to go in and look and see how much damage is. We don't know.
I'd be surprised with you on that, but it is something that keeps sticking in the back of my mind.
The only thing
Well, don't worry, he'll come out of retirement in week 6.
Right.
Perfect.
Maybe to right tackle.
The only thing that ever worried me with Lane was
Thank you, 97.5.
that if he had an accumulation of injuries, where he went down, he tore a knee, and then he came back next
Tore
year.
the same
and
knee.
No, and he had a different injury or had the same injury. Like, whatever, just an accumulation of injuries where it's like, it's time to hang it up.
Yeah, I can't stay healthy.
He just had a pretty, significant injury.
And what did we see
And
last
couldn't
year? We
sta-
saw him
couldn't stay healthy.
come in game.
Yeah. Yep.
He was turning into Jason Peters. This happened to. When he was healthy, he was still fine, but he could never start and finish a game,
Nope.
which is a problem
Yeah, it's a problem.
because all week he's taking number 1 reps, and then all of a sudden he's not in there.
I'm going to have to send some texts about this Lane thing to see if this is something. Is our Eagles insider available? Does Bill know anything about Lane Johnson and potential of this?
I made the case yesterday he should go be the Eagles offensive coordinator.
Lane or Bill?
Bill. Get him out of our hair. You know what? You know so much about the Birds. You go be the Birds offensive coordinator.
You do it. So you went full like Nathan R. Jessup on him. Who's going to do it? You, Bill Colarulo?
He should. He was an assistant
You
for our high school
need
team.
me on that sideline.
Yeah, I mean, Bill does have plenty of football experience, although it was as a special teamer and a defensive end. Now, Juan Castillo tried to be defensive coordinator after being an offensive line coach.
How'd that work? I remember that.
Hold on, is Juan Castillo available for the offensive coordinator job? What's he doing these days? All right, coming up, and we'll keep you updated. Who knows? Maybe some news will break today on the Eagles' offensive.
I think news
search.
will break. We'll get something today.
Something.
Yeah, well, because you and I are on the air together, and last time we were on the air together, all kind of hell broke loose.
I've just am recovering from that now.
Yeah, the Bo Bichette.
Well, listen, Sean Brace had declared the 76ers. He was all in, and they were officially back. And then how many did they lose in a row?
2.
Yeah.
And they were down 50 to the Hornets.
Yeah, they were down 50.
The game they moved to 3 o'clock, but didn't tell the Sixers they started at 3 o'clock.
Should have stayed in Philadelphia. Never should have flew to Charlotte. Should have just forfeited.
They got the luxury of having Doc Rivers in town last night. If you need a win,
Pick me up.
Don't know basketball.
yeah, all you need is a little Doc. He's totally tanked that
here we go
organization up
again.
there. Big Sixers win last night. Joel Embiid looked fantastic
like
and
it or
well.
not.
That's coming up next. Middays with Marks, 97.5 The Fanatic.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
Another day talking about the offensive coordinator search. I'm Ray Dunn with this Fanatic Sports Update. The Eagles are on week 3 of their offensive coordinator search. The latest hot name for the Birds, Sean Mannion, the Packers quarterbacks coach. Apparently a second interview happening with him this week. There is also Matt Nagy, who's out there right now. Jim Bob Cooter, another name that's been linked to the Birds. 2 names that were linked to the Eagles. Joe Brady became the Bills head coach yesterday, and Brian Dable is going to be the Titans offensive coordinator. So those 2 names off the board for the Eagles. The Sixers with a big win last night, 139-122 over the Bucks. And for the Sixers, Paul George, 9 threes, 32 points. Joel Embiid, 29 points in the win. A couple of big dunks for them, including VJ Edgecombe with this putback late.
Joel breaks free. Baseline fadeaway is up. Remy no rebound slam. BJ Edgecombe throws it down.
That was heard live right here on The Fanatic. And tomorrow night, you can hear the Sixers live against the Kings as they continue their homestand. Flyers have the Blue Jackets tonight at 7:30. You can listen to the game right here on 97.5 The Fanatic. This update is brought to you by Positive Coaching Alliance. Questions about youth or high school sports? Positive Coaching Alliance can help. PCA, a national nonprofit organization, develops better athletes, better people through youth and high school sports. Info at positivecoach.org. I'm Ray Dunn, your home for the Sixers, Flyers, best bird talk in town. 97.5 The Fanatic.
play the damn song, Ray, and Ray's going to play this. It's our gift to the Delaware Valley. Never been done before.
Groundbreaking radio.
It's unbelievable. Who would have thought of such an idea? Sixers win last night. Again, I just apologize. Everybody tuning in right now, good morning. Middays with Marks. Jason Martinez is with me this morning. Ray Dunn. I am absolutely positively still in a daze. I don't know where the last couple days have went. I have been paying attention as best I could. And I, for the most part, know everything that happened. But I do know that it was bad with the 76ers. And I could have imagined you guys were ripping the Sixers yesterday. Not ripping them, but
ripping them.
Really?
Yeah.
Annoyed with them.
Yes. And here's the thing that drove me nuts.
Well, hang on. So when did they lose by 50 to the Hornets? Was that Monday?
Monday. They lost by 37. Big fourth quarter comeback, able to cut that deficit to 37. Jared McCain looked good in that fourth quarter. It was a worthwhile fourth quarter.
Finally, they got
Jared
him
McCain
in.
Looked good. Yeah. I mean, it's just, I get it. It's a tough spot. They moved up the time. You're without Paul George. You're without Joel Embiid. But some of these opportunities you can't just let slip. They played 27 going into last night, and last night doesn't count as one of these. They played 27 of the clutch games where it's a 5-point game with 5 minutes left in the game. And they won 14 of them, which is great. But there's also been, of those 13 losses, 2 or 3 of them they probably should have closed out and won.
Right.
You're right now flirting with playoff play-in. That Hornets game, as much as it's a throwaway, it's the front end of a back-to-back, that's an opportunity against a team with less than 20 wins, a sub-500 team, to pick up a victory and put yourself in a position. You didn't even show up to that game. Maxey had 6 points in that game. It was a disgrace of a basketball game. I needed to wash my eyes after watching it.
No, I mean, like, you that's the reaction you should have after a loss like that. But, like, that happens in the NBA all the time.
They lose by 12, fine. They were down 50.
I hear you. It was embarrassing.
It was a disgrace.
It really was. Because it's not, the Sixers don't, I think part of your point is they don't have a lot of room for error, right? Like if they're 4 games over 500 with their win last night.
Yeah.
But it's still very early. It's pre-All-Star break. They're starting to play some really good basketball. If they don't have Joel Embiid and Maxey's not lights out, they can struggle. And that's what they did.
And that's the thing when you look at what's left this season. They're now 36 games remaining, I believe. They have 7 more back-to-backs. So there are 14 more games that fall in a back-to-back situation where one of those games you're likely without Embiid. I don't know if they're going to do like Embiid one night, George the other night, or if George is going to get to the point where he's playing back-to-backs.
Load up one night.
Yeah. But if they're loading up one night and we get more of those Hornets games, you're hoping to go 7-7 in those back-to-back games.
Yeah, I mean, I think the reality is that we don't really know how good this team can be. As Mr. NBA Jason Martinez is back in the studio, on any given night, they can look like a team that could do some damage in the playoffs. And then you look at other nights, and they don't look like that team. But I would still say I'm extremely encouraged just based on Embiid's health, some of the things he's doing out on the floor.
Yeah.
It's been fantastic.
He's turned the clock back a little bit.
He has.
I think they have, I'm looking here right now, they have the 7th best odds to win the Eastern Conference.
Seems
Detroit's
right.
number 1.
Yeah.
Then it's the Celtics, Knicks, Cavaliers, Magic, and then the Sixers at 11-1.
Yeah, and I can't even – I don't know. I can't even – I think at this point you have to live in the moment. And that's what you guys were doing yesterday. You were just ticked off after – like, yeah, that's this expectation. You get yourself worked up to where you're feeling good about the team, and then you tune in the games. I mean, Bill Colarulo, did he work half a day? Didn't even work a day because of it, right?
Silvana didn't show, and Ricky and Bill didn't even do a show sheet. They just came in here and flipped the mics on for 40 minutes.
There you go. So
that's an outrage.
Yeah, it's on 97.5. We're all excited, right? You go home, you watch the game, and
you get an absolute clunker. The way with the Flyers game to the Fanatic that night, because the Sixers was no longer a conflict, and I'm at the building, and down in NBA 1, which is the visiting NBA locker room. They're on the road, so it doesn't matter. And the game's on, and we're watching it, and they were down at 48, and I was like, 48 points in the third quarter.
Right.
And I said to somebody, I go, put this in hockey terms for me. Like, what's the score of this in a hockey term? Is this 9-0 after the second period? Because that's like kind of what it is. And I'm one of those people, like, I look forward to all 82 games. And I know I'm not going to get a good game all 82. You're going to have some clunkers in there and situations and injuries or whatever, scheduled losses. But, geez, like, to be down 50 while I'm eating dinner was like,
yeah, it was a lot.
Jarring.
Yeah.
This is bad. This is very, very bad.
Well, the good thing is they recovered last night, and they came out, scored 42 in the first quarter.
Yeah.
And Maxey was good last night. Wasn't great. Embiid was good. Paul George was the story last night.
Yeah.
A lot of threes, 9 of 15 from three. Had 30. This is his best game as a Sixer, 32 points. And then
It might be.
32 points. Embiid had 29. Maxey had 22.
And because they're all in there together.
Right. They're all playing at the same time.
Yeah, they're all healthy at the same
now
time.
you don't have to squint to see what your team could look like when the playoffs start.
Yeah, you got to look at it. The thing is putting that team on the floor, performing that way, sustainable. That's always going to be the question that we won't be able to answer until it's all said and done.
Yeah, Paul George was the story last night, and it's hard to imagine he's going to be. Yeah, he shot 9. He had one of those nights.
Yeah.
But can you get more of Paul George? Absolutely. They needed him last night.
Yeah. And he stepped up. So yeah, you take that.
Edgecomb's very good at when other guys, the veteran guys, are scoring. He's fine with dishing the ball, not taking a lot of shots. And then when Joe doesn't play or when they need him,
stepping up a little.
He steps up.
Yeah.
So actually, he's a really, really good feel as a rookie. For being a guy is he 19 still?
For his
20?
place on the team?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's got a really good
that's
feel
hard
for
to
it.
do. Yeah, you know when the big boys are in there and they're doing the job, that you're a role.
Yeah,
you're a role guy.
Part of the reason why you didn't bring back James Harden, and I think that's a small part, was Maxey always seemed to defer to Harden on the floor. It's like he's looking at James Harden. He's like, well, he's James Harden, one of the best scorers of all time. Like,
yeah.
And Harden even tried to tell him, no. Like, you shouldn't be
selfish.
deferring to me. Right, be selfish. And Edgecombe has a really good feel for how to play with veterans and guys that need touches and things like that. Jared McCain was really good last night. Is he getting these minutes based on how he looked the previous game in partly in garbage time, Ray?
I would think. He finally started knocking down shots against Charlotte. And I was so annoyed by the time that fourth quarter came around. I was like, spare me the Jared McCain redemption.
And nobody was defending.
But last night, maybe that was the good thing that came out of the night before. Maybe I can find a positive in a game they were down 50. Yeah, he needs it. They've tried everything. Hey, go down to Delaware. Look better at the Blue Coats. He didn't look better when he was down in Delaware. He comes back up here. There's not a big role for him. The best thing going for him right now is Quentin Grimes isn't particularly playing well. So they need to keep rolling through that guard rotation. Hey, McCain, go get your opportunity. He's probably the best pure shooter on the team. Like, it's crazy to say that he should be, I guess. He hasn't been, but he should be. So that should play you onto the floor. There's been plenty of guys.
But you got to be consistent.
Yeah, there's plenty of guys we've watched in the Sixers uniform that have been good shooters that have done quite literally nothing else for you.
And Grimes was out last night. It was an ankle. He was injured.
Yeah.
I know he was out last night. So McCain steps up and he gets the minutes. But I mean, if you're going to hit 5 from 6 from 3, I think that's what he was last night. You're going to be getting more minutes because I mean, like you had said, Grimes signed a 1-year contract. He's not a part of the future.
Right. Well, that was the other thing. Yesterday we're going off. I was like, hasn't been an NBA player all season, and Grimes is making Morey look smart. Like, Morey didn't flinch in that whole thing. And it was like, well, why aren't you just giving this guy the money? You have the money to spend to give it to him. Why wouldn't you give it to him? And Morey right now is like, yeah. I remember George Niang, when they were playing him, when Grimes was having the game, Niang's like, yeah, when all these guys get healthy, you're a role player. Remember that. And right now, Niang looks like really smart for saying that to Grimes because he looks like one.
If you're hitting 5 out of 6, though, from 3 consistently.
Straight cash, homie.
Right. As a bench player, that's what you want.
Yeah, you're all day.
All right. So Joel Embiid now.
How intrigued are you by the Sixers team?
Intrigued. Yeah, I'm not. When was this, right? Last week? I don't even know.
Friday. It was after the Rockets win.
Was it on Friday? And I know the first thing we want to do is now we need expectations.
Yeah.
Like, what's the expectation? Oh, they're winning games. Can they win an NBA title? And then I was watching ESPN over the weekend or that night, and somebody had said the team can do damage in the playoffs. That doesn't mean they can win a title. And I don't think anybody should have that expectation.
That's win a round or two.
Could they make it an Eastern Conference final? If the matchups line up, yeah. What does Embiid look like once the playoffs start? The thing that's most intriguing about this team to me is you're not going to have to overly rely on Joel Embiid. That's something they've always done in the playoffs, which is, all right, got to kick it inside to him, and then they double down on him, and then he's turning the ball over. You have a lot of other scoring options to where you don't have to rely too much on Joel Embiid.
Yeah, and kicking it to Embiid to take a 3 because he can't get up and down the floor.
Right.
All that.
He's dragging ass coming up the floor.
Yeah.
And now if Paul George is able to step up and play like this or even half of like this on a regular basis, their rotation's good.
If it can stay on the floor.
Right.
Obviously that's a huge question mark.
Yeah, I mean, Justin Edwards has been good. He started a lot of games. McCain, Bona is a backup center. He comes in for energy. If Embiid doesn't have to play, like it seems like Drummond only plays when Embiid doesn't play. If Embiid's playing, they're not bringing Drummond in to spell Embiid. That's when Bone is coming in.
Which is a really interesting conversation about the future of Drummond. Because they've been trying to shop him pretty much all offseason, and it sounds like continuously into this season.
Yeah, they want to get rid of him.
Right. Just what does it look like on the nights where Embiid doesn't play?
Yeah, they'd be fine. Drummond stinks. I don't care.
Okay. Drummond, when we get to the postseason, if Drummond's on the floor,
but don't they
there's
want
an issue.
to to move Drummond for financial reasons?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's financial reasons. Then they got to do it. I don't know. I mean, you're not winning or losing a playoff series based on Drummond.
Is your seed better with Drummond?
No.
I mean, it depends what the buyout market is and if you're going to go out and get another big. Like, I don't know who's going to be the backup to Bono when Embiid doesn't play.
Well, let's have some Joel Embiid talking about his joy when he's playing on the floor. Here he is.
What's it feel like to have that pop again, to fly again, so to speak?
Man, it feels so good. Every single time I, just step on the floor, like I become emotional because the last 2 years I've been extremely tough. I've been through, my family. So I'm just happy. Finally being consistent, being on the floor. I don't take it for granted. It's been a good feeling.
There you go. He's in a good spot, Jay.
Big tear to my eyes. My family been through so much.
The biggest thing that I loved about last night was that Doc was back in town. Do you know how bad the Bucks are? 18-27. Remember when they hired him, Ray? Didn't they have a team in first place? But they didn't like the coach, or they didn't think the coach was responsible for it, or guys in the locker room didn't like the coach, so they hired Doc. And the team's pretty much tanked since then. They're gonna end up trading Giannis with Doc on watch.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, which is going to be like a monumental thing for them.
Yeah, won him a title.
Yeah, I mean that is like, as the face of the franchise, it has got to go.
I'm sure Doc's taking a lot of responsibility for the struggles of the Bucks.
Oh yeah, I'm sure Doc's like, Giannis.
It's definitely no Western.
Let's hear a little Doc. Doc's talking about Joel Embiid after the game. Listen.
It's funny. It's like Groundhog's Day. It really is. I was telling a very, very, very Hall of Fame player that I coached that Joel's the most talented player that I ever coached. And he was like, what? And I was like, he is. It's the things that you guys see and then the things you actually don't see in practice sometimes that he can do. It's incredible. It really is. Unfortunately for me, I never had him healthy once in the playoffs. Oh. He wasn't healthy last year. He wasn't healthy the year before. That's 5 years straight, I think. And if he ever gets to the playoffs healthy, especially they've added some big pieces here, they're going to be a dangerous team, but it always going to come down to that. And nothing's changed.
There you go.
He had to throw the excuse in there why he failed.
I'm shocked, Ray.
Yeah, two excuses there. The one that's obvious, where he says, I never had him healthy in the playoffs. And the second one, they've added big pieces.
Yep.
Yeah. 5 years. Never had him healthy.
Never had him healthy. And you know what? They probably won't have him healthy in the playoffs. They're not totally healthy.
No, I'm not going down that road. I see it.
A very, 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 very Hall of Fame player, he was telling him. Did he do
like,
4
what?
or 5 varies? Yeah. Who was he talking about? Garnett?
Do those guys still talk to him?
See, that's what I was thinking. Like, who actually likes him? Because he's talking about the added pieces. Doesn't Paul George hate him? He's talking about that whole LA Clippers team hates him because it was the same thing. It was never his fault with any of this stuff.
No, he just lets the crap roll down the hill.
It's everybody else's fault.
Yeah.
Got to be like an old-time player he played with. I can't imagine his players. Like, he's calling up Paul Pierce, like, yo, Paul, you're not going to believe how great
No,
Joel
it's somebody
Embiid
he
is.
played with.
Yeah.
A very, very Hall of Famer. So like an old school
Bird?
maybe.
Did he play with Bird? No, he wasn't a Celtic. What? That was he?
No.
No.
No,
So I don't know
he
who he
coached
would have
the
talked to.
Celtics.
But yeah.
Doc was most notably a Hawk.
But I could see him. Is it Olajuwon?
Did he play with Olajuwon? Anyway.
The point is, the story is hilarious the way he frames it. Where it's like,
Because-
you guys aren't going to believe I was talking to a Hall of Famer. It's like, Doc, you've been in basketball for how long? I'll believe that story, that you were talking about how good Joel is.
Right. You don't have to qualify with
but do you-
5 varies.
Do you say to Olajuwon he's the best player I ever coached?
Most talented. Well, so, like, honestly, what
Coached,
he said.
but he didn't say played with.
Right. Yeah, coach. So, I've said this, and he's the most talented.
Dominique Wilkins, somebody says.
No. No, he would have played with Dominique. No, who cares? He's the most talented athlete I've ever seen in Philadelphia.
Man, I'm trying to be dominant.
Joel Embiid. He's the most
Pure talent?
He's the most talented player in any sport that I've ever seen in Philadelphia. And we'll go back to, like, you can go back to the starting in, like, the 80s.
So, like Randall.
Yeah, Randall. So if I was compiling a list, Randall would certainly be one of the ones that I would consider because he was an All-American punter on top of running for 1,000 yards.
He was a
as
freak.
Quarterback. Yeah, athletically is unbelievable.
Okay, so Randall's on that list. Embiid is on that list.
Saquon's got to be on that list.
Absolute freak, yes.
AI's
on the list, and it's in a kind of a weird way.
It's a weird way. You have to also mention him based on what he did at his size.
Such a competitor.
Right. He was also like an all-state quarterback too. We can't.
I remember watching the whatever Comcast Sportsnet was called back then, the piece on him throwing a football from one sideline to the other on his knees. I don't know how exactly wide a football field is, but he's on his knees and he could just snap it from one sideline to the other.
Yeah,
he could spin it.
AI not in the news for the right reasons in the
No, he didn't have a good trip to Australia, apparently.
last couple days.
Throw another shrimp on the bobby, mate.
Ray, who's the most talented Philadelphia athlete you've ever seen?
Probably Embiid. When you say that, like
7 foot, he can dribble like a guard, shoots a three, has the best touch on the ball.
Yeah, I mean,
the free throws don't even hit the net sometimes when he's up there.
he's been compared to Olajuwon.
Yeah, he's the modern day Olajuwon.
A modern day Olajuwon.
Yep.
Yeah.
Think about what Olajuwon would be in this day and age.
Oh,
shooting
perfect
threes.
for this game today.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
he could do it. He'd be like a point forward.
some guys like just played at the wrong era, right?
Yep.
In their sports life, Olajuwon would have been one of those guys today. Lindros would be on the list.
Reggie White.
Yeah. Reggie
White was a defensive ends now at 260 pounds. He was over 300 pounds and could run a 4.4 and could throw offensive linemen, could run down anybody.
He could hook a guy, a 330-pound offensive lineman, and throw him in the third row.
Get him off balance and do that move, and he just shoved him.
It was like watching like a Hulk movie, like a Marvel comic movie, like watching him just throw guys like they were nothing.
Yep.
He's on that list. I'm trying to think if there's any other Sixers on that list.
Doc, but
yeah.
Doc, but I also saw the tail end of Doc, right? Because the 87
like Cheeks isn't that, or
no,
none of those guys.
Moses or no. Like he's the
Barkley.
Barkley's got to be considered.
Yeah, I mean
he's 6'4.5" and
jumps through the ceiling
and led the league in rebounds.
Yeah,
but he's not Embiid,
and he's an all-timer.
He's not Embiid. He's not as talented as Embiid. Saquon's not as talented as Embiid.
But it was Barkley has had a better NBA career than Embiid.
Has he?
Didn't win a title. But
has he?
Yeah. I mean, both are going to end up in the Hall of Fame. I mean, Barkley's one of the top 25 players of all time.
I would love to. I'm a Barkley guy. Don't get me wrong. He won the scorer Embiid is. He made one NBA final. So it's not like that he had all this postseason stuff.
Yeah, I mean, but he also played in the era where the Pistons were winning, and then the Bulls.
It was a totally different.
Yeah, it's a lot different, and wasn't super.
The game wasn't wide open. It wasn't a 3-point league.
Yeah, I mean, he left the league, and he left here because, I mean, he's told the story. He told the story when he was on with us not that long ago. Why he left here?
All right, that's a good for the YouTube chat. That's a good poll question for the YouTube chat. Embiid or Barkley, who's had a better career so far? Because then Barkley went to Phoenix, won the MVP. Was surrounded by a ton of talent. Was awesome.
Dan Marley,
Tom
Johnson.
Chambers.
Yeah.
It was really good. All right.
Yeah, Mr. NBA coming out today.
By the way, I didn't break the news to him. Does he know it?
I don't think he knows it.
So we have a pair of tickets today.
Oh, we do?
Mr. NBA. What time are we doing, Mr. NBA?
12:30.
12:30. The same time that we did last time.
Okay.
You get 5 questions. We'll explain a little bit more. We give 5 questions. It's 2001 Sixers trivia, since we're celebrating.
It's one of my favorite years.
I know.
I was living in the city, in Old City, right on Front Street, me and Cousin Ed, and I remember watching Game 1 of the NBA Finals on our rooftop deck. We hauled the TV up there, and we had Tom McGinnis on the radio sync to it. How about that?
Anytime you bring up Cousin Ed,
about that?
makes me smile. Think of those days.
Well, we lived next to each other there. So, yeah.
Get excited.
Yeah, that's the Tehran Loose step over.
What about Todd McCulloch on Friday in studio? I guess he's doing Precedent Steve. Matt Cord just texted me and said, you want Todd to come down afterwards?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
He's great. He had the plantar fasciitis.
Yeah, he had the foot problem.
Yeah.
It's a problem when you're 7 foot. They have a foot problem.
Yeah. When you're 7 foot, you're hauling all that around. Your dogs are going to take a beating.
Wonder what he's doing these days. He was doing Sixers radio, if I remember.
That's because he was still under contract.
Is that what it was?
Yes.
So they made.
I was operationally running the Sixers at the time for the other station.
I figured you know.
Yeah. Yep.
All right, coming up.
Playing out the contract, working with Tommy.
Potentially the most depressing outfield conversation of all time. Harrison Bader signs with the Giants. Should he be a Philly? We'll discuss that coming up. Middays with Marks, 97.5 The Fanatic. All right, talk about my hair, Morgenstern hair. So check it out. You want your hair back? And I see a lot of stuff. I was infuriated. I even put it in the comments because I'm in the hair algorithm on Instagram. There's this.
I'm not in that algorithm.
You're not. You're bald. But there's this shampoo, and I won't mention the name because it's so bogus. But there's this shampoo, and they're showing the video, and they show this guy afterwards. Clearly, it's not his hair, but he goes from being bald to have this full head of hair from a shampoo. Trust me, it doesn't work like that. It does not work like that. Here's something that works: Morgenstern Hair Restoration. 610-831-HAIR. 610-831-HAIR. I was balding. I look like maybe a lot of you guys out there, receding hairline, unhappy with the hair. You're starting to get it styled differently. Maybe you've shaved your head. You've just given up. If you don't want to give up, experience you can trust, results you can see, natural-looking results because it is natural and it's designed to last. Your treatment is personalized. It's different from anybody else's because you have different hair loss than everybody else, right? Like I had hair restoration. I had a hair transplant. And my results are amazing. Can't lie with the results. Go look at my Instagram page. Go to morgensternhair.com. See some of my before and after pictures. And right now, Morgenstern Hair Restoration offering $500 off hair transplants for new patients. That's real savings. This is advanced hair restoration backed by a team, same team that did my hair. They have over 30 years of experience. Most experience, most success when it comes to hair. So if you're starting to go bald, maybe you're noticing it's thinning in certain parts. Get with Morgenstern now and take care of it. Maybe you're almost completely bald or you're bald like Martinez. They can even help you. 610-831-HAIR. 610-831-HAIR or the website is Morgan with an E, morgensternhair.com.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
I'm still talking about this offensive coordinator search. I'm Ray Dunn with this Fanatic Sports Update, and it's brought to you by Uber Eats. Philly, you hungry? Good thing Uber Eats has a great deal waiting for you at Chickies and Pete's from now until February 15th. Spend $30 to get 6 wings free on the app. Order now only on Uber Eats. Terms apply. The app for details. The Eagles offensive coordinator search, it's its third week. We're talking about the second tier of candidates at this point. Quarterback coach of the Packers, Sean Mannion, in for a second interview today with the Birds. Jim Bob Cooter, Matt Nagy, other names right now that the Birds are apparently considering. Joe Brady and Brian Daboll both off the board. Brady, the Bills head coach. Daboll, the Titans offensive coordinator. Sixers with a big 139-122 win over the Bucks last night. So big that actually Giannis Antetokounmpo a couple of minutes ago, it's being reported that he's looking for a new home ahead of the trade deadline, according to Shams Charania. As for the Sixers side of things, Paul George had 32. Joel Embiid had 29. Here's Embiid catching an alley-oop.
Sixers on the move. Maxey lob to Joel, and Embiid jams it. Alley-oop jam. The big man soars, and Maxey feeds him, and an alley-oop dunk for the Sixers.
Sixers back in action tomorrow night against the Kings. Flyers and Blue Jackets tonight on 97.5. The Fanatic game starts at 7:30. This update's also brought to you by the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation. Crohn's and Colitis Foundation has been the forefront of inflammatory bowel disease research and care for over 50 years. Learn more about research, education, and sport at Crohn'sColitisFoundation.org. I'm Ray Down, your home for the Sixers, Flyers, best Birds talk in town. 97.5. The Fanatic.
There's a lot of money at stake, and it's not just as simple as thinking about me and my career when they're trying to construct a roster. So why I'm not with them, I don't know. I don't know, but it doesn't diminish the amazing experience I had there. It doesn't diminish the incredible 2.5 months I had there.
That is Harrison Bader. Was that on with Heyman and?
Yep.
Is it Joel Sherman, that podcast they have?
Sherman, yep.
Yeah, Harrison Bader signs with the Giants, a 2-year contract. He declined the 1-year, $10 million option.
Mm-hmm.
So he gets double that and then a little bit more with the Giants. We're back. It's also very taxes are heavy in California, so
Big time.
yeah. So that's he's probably it's an even wash. You got the second year. I like Harrison Bader, good player.
Yep,
had a good run here in Philadelphia. Why is he not a Philly anymore? Jason Martinez. That's what he said. He doesn't know why. Why do you not believe Harrison Bader is not a Philly?
Why does he not believe why?
Why isn't he? How come the Phillies didn't bring him back?
Is there there must be some kind of other shoe to drop here.
No.
Is this it?
This is it.
So I'm counting down spring training.
We have
This
a
is
good
it.
club.
Yep.
This is where we are.
have a good club.
Yes. When Dave Dombrowski,
Then why is he not back?
When Dave Dombrowski tells you they're done, I know everybody likes to say, "Oh, well, no." Like when Dave Dombrowski tells you they're done, they're done.
Yeah, he's not calling anybody.
You know when they were done with Bader, Ray? When they signed Adolis Garcia. That's when they're done with Bader, because that was their money to spend on an outfielder. If Bader would have came back on the 1 year, he'd be back. They didn't want to give him a second year. And I like Bader. Like I don't want this to turn into like me
You freaking out over Bader.
but me ripping Bader and saying he's not a great player. He's not a great player. What you saw in 2 months last year of Harrison Bader isn't his career. And you could say, well, maybe he's just he's finally gotten and he's entering his prime. No, like he's a good player.
No, he went on a heater.
So he's never had more than 448 at bats, which is what he had last year, was his career high. He's never been. The most he had before that was 367, and that was in 2021.
Okay, so that's pretty significant.
He has injury. He was injured in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Right? He's got durability issues. He really is a platoon player. I would have loved to have him back on the Phillies. If they would have said, hey, I'm taking my option. I'm picking up my options. $10 million. I would have said, great. We got center field taken care of. Now what are we doing in right field? Then they would have still had to get a right fielder. I don't know who that would have been.
Right. There's still stuff to figure out with that.
Right. There's still stuff to figure out. The way people are freaking, and I don't know, Ray, maybe you can tell me, but it seems like a lot of people are pissed that Bader's not back
because they feel like they've lost everything. Any opportunity they have not won so far.
I guess it's
cumulative.
Well, but anybody that thought he was coming back is not paying close enough attention.
I know, but they're not looking at it as just Harrison Bader. They're looking at it as we lost Bo Bichette.
Well,
we brought JT back.
I think they're looking at it as center field Crawford, left field Marsh, right field Garcia, and then Otto Kemp is your fourth outfielder.
Yep.
Yeah, and Marsh plays what?
Left field.
How many games, though? So he played 120 games?
110?
Yeah.
Probably.
They're going to need him more? 120?
So you're looking for 400 to 500 at-bats for him?
Yeah. Yep.
Assuming you don't need to put him in center field because you're a young player.
He can't play center.
Well, he can play. He shouldn't be your everyday center fielder.
No.
But the bigger problem I see is that you're thin. So if Marsh goes down, let's say he pulls a calf and he's out for a month and a half.
Somebody's going to pull a calf.
Yeah. What do you do?
Yeah.
You don't. What do you have behind him?
No depth now.
It's a Kemp, Crawford, and Garcia show for
and
a
call up.
That's a problem. It definitely is a problem. I'm not even going to tell you that. I mean,
because somebody's going to get hurt.
When they decided to bring back JT and they kept Alec Boehm, that meant they weren't doing anything else. When they signed Adolis Garcia to the $10 million contract, here's what they said. They said, rather than give Bader 2 years, we'd rather take the lottery ticket of Garcia on a 1 year because the upside's 35 home runs. The upside on Bader we saw last year. So you would have to believe that you're going to see that again. And, I mean, honestly, I like Bader's energy. He played a good center field, too. I like the way he played defensively in center field. They didn't want to give him 2 years.
Yeah.
And I don't blame him for not wanting to give him the 2 years. The bigger problem is your outfield isn't good enough.
Right. It's not so much that they didn't do the 2-year bet on Harrison Bader. It's that your right field bet right now is a guy that's got an under 700 OPS over the last 2 seasons combined and missed time last year, and albeit only like 20 games, but still, it's not that he's been the picture of health and he's moving into his 30s as well, and it's a 1-year, $10 million contract, and then in center field, you're trusting the guy that you didn't trust to play center field AAA.
In Crawford.
Yeah. Who's your right fielder?
Well, that's the question.
Is it Crawford or is Bader in right field? I don't think your outfield's any better. Bader might be
but you have better depth.
Bader's a better hitter than Garcia is. Garcia gives you much more upside as far as power.
I totally agree on that. That's why it's the most depressing outfield conversation of all time. Because here is a good defensive right fielder that's got a sub 700 OPS over the last 2 seasons combined. Here is guy off of career year. Do you give him a 2-year deal? He's had injury problems before. He could play a good center field for you, but do you think he's going to be what he was a year ago? Like that is what we were looking at this offseason. When you look back at it, how your outfield got better was one of these two guys and Justin Crawford.
Right.
Congrats.
Yeah, you're paying $20 million for Nick Castellanos not to be here.
Yep,
which is really the problem.
Yeah.
You're paying $30 million for your right field.
Correct. And that $30 million is invested in what should be your cleanup hitter.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, then you can get Bo Bichette. And you don't have to worry about it on the short-term contract. I mean, really, the Castellanos contract and the fact that
prevented them from being able to do what the Mets did.
Yep. It did. Yep. Or sign anybody else. Yeah. Or you could have Bader and Garcia.
And the good thing, I guess, as I continue to work through this depressing outfielder conversation, they went the 1 year with Garcia, which means that $10 million off the books next year if it doesn't work out for you.
Right.
Not that I feel great that this window, everyone gets a year older, and I'm going to be going in next offseason like, oh, when they shuffle the deck this year, it's going to look good. They do have a lot of money coming off next year.
So the odds, the most likely scenario is what after 2026 with Garcia? That you're signing him long term?
That he's going somewhere else and cashing in on his 30 home runs. Right.
That's more likely than
I hope.
Not getting paid here.
Well, yeah, like I don't know. I wasn't a big fan of the signing. I know that the options were limited out there. I know he had the great World Series run. I like the defense. That's good. You're bringing up the OPS numbers. I mean, he's got the worst approach of the plate of anybody on the team.
I take that back. He hits 30 home runs. There is not a chance in the world that we're signing on these airwaves next year and people aren't like, they got to have him.
No, I know, but will they bring him back? Bader had a great run and they didn't bring him back. If Bader accepts that option, he's in center field or he's in right field. And you're honestly, your outfield's not any better. Maybe a little bit better because you think Bader's a better hitter. He's not durable. He was part of the reason why you were where you were in the playoffs, where he couldn't run the bases because he was hurt. Oh, that's been his career. He's never been able to stay healthy.
What does this do for you? Because you're a baseball honk, and you're usually one of those guys that's counting down the days till the truck leaves and brings the supplies down to Clearwater.
Oh, how many balls are they bringing down?
Yeah,
Brazier, send me a text.
Yeah, well, you don't have him no more. He retired.
Yeah, I know.
And all that, counting down the spring training and 162, all that.
You know what it makes me say? It makes me say, when's the trade deadline? What's the date
You're
of the trade deadline?
You're counting down to the
year?
trade deadline already.
Well, I mean, so the Phillies are too. They're trying to get to the trade deadline.
They position themselves to get to the trade deadline.
Their bullpen's not going to need help at the deadline this year. Not major
Hopefully.
help. You're starting, hopefully. The starting pitching should be okay. You're going to need a bat.
Wheeler.
You're going to need a bat. Last year, they struck gold with Bader.
Yeah.
This year, what happens? Right? They hit last year. The year before, Austin Hayes, they missed. It was a big miss. They needed it, too, and it hurt them. Bader helped them last year. He was a good player. That was a good trade. You need to do that. You're probably going to need to do that again this year. They'll know more at that time. Just get them to the trade deadline. Crawford may not be enough. Marsh may not be enough. Garcia may suck, right? He may be platooning at that point.
Yep.
But that's my mindset right now is hurry up and get to the trade deadline.
Okay.
We have a good club.
So with that being said, do you have the Sixers to bail you out or the Flyers to bail you out until you get there?
No. They'll help.
And like I said a couple weeks ago, before the last Eagles game, on Monday, the football season could be over.
Right.
And here we are.
I think the Phillies will be good enough getting it. I don't think this
They'll
is a bad
still intrigue
Phillies
you.
season. Yeah, I don't think this is a bad
But you're
Phillies
not in a
season.
lather. I see no lather. It's like you're using a Bobo shampoo. No lather.
Yeah, the Bobo Bichette shampoo.
Yeah.
It's baseball season, boys.
All right.
Get excited.
Coming up, Herb's on the line, by the way. Back to the Birds. Is there a case to be made for Matt Nagy? Should the idea be better received by the fan base? That's coming up next. Middays with Marks, 97.5 The Fanatic.
The Phillies will be in Clearwater.
We're all
boy
back.
Ray.
Bill Colarulo is in the house.
Ray knows how to help my mental health.
Yeah, how you doing over there?
I'm all right. Not great.
No? Physically,
But hearing
mentally?
that Pantera helps me out.
Physically?
Physically, I'm doing okay, yeah.
Mentally?
Not okay.
What's wrong?
Well, I mean, the whole thing, it's this uncertainty periods that I have with I had a spike. I talked about it on my podcast today. I had a spike in a blood marker a couple weeks ago called CEA, which is carcinoembryonic embryonic antigen. And while that's a strong indicator for some people, other people it's not. Oncologists don't love it because it's not consistent.
I bet.
I will tell you, when I was diagnosed, mine was off the charts, like 37. Normal.
But just for people that may not know, you were diagnosed with stage 3 colorectal cancer about a year ago?
Yeah, over a year ago, December of 24. So I was stage 3B, L2, M0. And my CEA levels were off the charts when I was diagnosed. They went down after chemo. We're still elevated and not normal. After chemo and radiation, they went into normal. And then in October, they were even lower. They were 3.7. And normal is 1.5 to 4.5. And then I had a blood work a few weeks ago, and it spiked to 13. So they moved up my CT scans and my MRI and my procedure, which I'll have on February 6th. And I had last Thursday, I had CT scan of my chest and abdomen, and then on Monday I had an MRI. And I met with my oncologist yesterday. Everything's unchanged from that standpoint, physically. Although something else resolved that they were still a little concerned about with a lymph node, which is even better. So I'm continuing to heal. The spike could be from inflammation, could be caused by all kinds, an imperfect test, anything, environment, doesn't matter. So everything's fine there, but the mental toll it takes on you. There's a lot of PTSD that I deal with, a lot of guilt, as I talked about before. And when you go into that mode of, is there something wrong, you're waiting for results, you're in fight or flight, and you're running on total adrenaline until you find out things are okay, and that adrenaline goes away like somebody stuck a vacuum cleaner inside your body and sucked all your energy out. And I left the Flyers game early on Monday because I found out there that I got my results and I was clean, and I couldn't keep my eyes open. So after the second intermission, I drove home, and I did post-game from home because I got home in time, and then there was no way I could do the podcast. I couldn't string a sentence together.
You just crashed out.
Yeah, so Brian Smith did the podcast, the Flyers podcast, and then I was literally passed out in bed within 4 minutes of closing the microphone at the end of the postgame show. And yesterday was trying to reset and reboot a little bit. It took everything I had just to do the podcast last night. Like, I just kept delaying it. And it's all part of the game. And you just got to keep pushing forward as best you can.
I'm glad.
My mental health is I almost said it, effed up.
I bet.
Yeah, it just is. So, and I'm not afraid to admit it. Being not okay is okay. I got a long way to go, but we'll get there. We'll keep pushing.
I was glad that you came because I had no idea. I texted Ray last night. I don't even know what time it was. I'm like, who's working tomorrow? Like,
yeah,
I'm coming in regardless. But who's working tomorrow? And then I texted you.
Yeah,
Ray didn't know. Ray's like, I don't know.
Well, Mike texted me, Vito, and said, are you up for doing it tomorrow? And I said, yeah, absolutely. I said, sure. This helps me. This gets me out of the house, gets me moving. This is therapeutic for me, just from a lifestyle standpoint. I got a busy day. I got this. I'm going to go home. I got to go do a thing with Snow the goalie at Chickies and Pete's in Malvern. I got to fly home, do a pregame show tonight.
Oh, Snow the goalie.
Yeah.
My guy Russ?
He's not there. That's why they're bringing me in.
Oh, Russ Joy.
So Anthony asked me to do it.
Yeah.
So I said, yeah, of course. And I'm going to go out there in Malvern, do it for a little bit. Then I go home, do a pregame show, do the game. Then I got to do the podcast. So it's going to be a busy couple of days. Got the carnival this weekend. So, but no, I need to stay busy because that helps me mentally.
Good.
So, yeah, so we're pushing.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. Glad to hear
Still trying to take as many steps forward. I don't win every day.
No, you're not going to get wins every day.
I'm not going to get a win every day.
You know who wins every day, Jason?
No one.
Herb from Northeast
That's
Philly.
true.
Herb, what's up, buddy? How are you?
Okay.
It was quick that I went to him. Herb!
Okay. Okay.
Is he just not like paying attention?
Okay.
So he's most likely at work.
Does he just like put the phone down?
He might put the phone down because he's been on hold for an hour. So he hasn't texted me. A lot of times he texts me. And
Hey, I'm on the
complains.
line, okay?
Well, he has been texting me, but when I say that I hadn't been this sick, it's been 10 years since I've been this sick. I didn't watch.
You feel like hell.
I didn't watch a second of either game. You would think
that right?
You're laying in bed. I was incapable of doing anything but throwing up, laying on the bathroom floor. There he is, laying on the bathroom floor, and then when I knew I was going to at least done throwing up for that time, then laying in bed. I checked the score a couple times, but I just couldn't. I was dead, and I remember I was laying in bed and I was thinking, oh my God, I feel like I'm going to die, and then I thought of Jason, and I'm like, this is how he felt for how many months straight doing chemo.
6 months, yeah.
Because you told me what it was like.
Yeah, it's like having the flu.
Yep.
Like you get that feeling of, I'm starting to feel better, and you get excited. You're like, I'm turning the corner.
And then you go.
And then it was like, you have an appointment for tomorrow to get the flu again and start all over, but it's going to be worse.
Man.
Because it's cumulatively worse.
Herb, what's up, buddy?
What's happening, Johnny?
What are you doing?
You don't want to know, but I'm.
Well, that's why we asked. We do want to know.
Are you on the toilet?
Okay. I'm on the toilet. I had the mute button. The mute button.
Double flusher?
Yeah, the mute. I didn't know the mute button was on somehow.
Are you really on the toilet?
Wait, are you
I'm over at TJ Maxx. I got to pick up a couple things over here at TJ.
Oh, shit! The TJ Maxx toilet.
Hold on. You're on the hold on. You're in the bathroom on the toilet at TJ Maxx.
Yeah, TJ Maxx over near Frankfurt. Right near the Woodhaven, actually.
Yeah, Frankfurt and Gottman.
Yeah,
all right.
No, not Frankfurt Gottman. I'm up here at Woodhaven.
Yeah,
was this an emergency, or do you generally just kind of
what? It's when I gotta go. It takes time.
But is the TJ Maxx crapper a preference?
No, it's clean. It's nice. They take care of it.
Now is it
okay?
I just went over to see the limo guy that's down the road.
Did you shake his hand?
I gave him a couple of these big calendars. The guy, my insurance guy, gave me some free calendars.
Are we comfortable talking to Herb while he's taking a dump on the toilet at TJ Maxx? Well, hang on a second. Hang on a second. We'll check in with you coming up in a little bit.
What?
Right?
This is bad. This is very, very bad.
What in the world are we doing, Herb?
All right.
You can hang up and call back.
Yeah, but that makes for better radio if Herb. I wouldn't admit that. Let's say that I was on the toilet at TJ Maxx because I had to go, and he said it takes time. Would you admit to it?
No.
It did sound like he was in a bathroom, but if he would have just.
Okay, as somebody, a resident expert at sitting on the toilet after the past couple of years,
right?
I would, if somebody called me. First of all, I wouldn't make a call on the.
Would you answer it?
No, I would hit the little side button, sends it to voicemail, and it says custom. I hit custom, and I say, let me call you back in a few minutes. That's it.
Yeah, but see,
I don't even say I'll call you back because I'm on the crapper.
When I said that Herb never loses and he always wins, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, because he's in there at the TJ Maxx with the cardboard toilet paper.
Man,
do we need Nate to now screen for, hey, where are you calling from? What's your name? And are you on the toilet right now?
I need somebody that's in the Northeast Philly area to rush over to that TJ Maxx
and bang on the door. I was thinking the same thing. Like, scare the living crap out of him.
With a video just...
Pardon the pun.
Yeah, you might have.
All right, let's go to Herb in the Northeast at the TJ Maxx crapper.
Coming up, we'll check back in with Herb on the toilet at the TJ Maxx in Northeast Philly. All right, also coming up, news at noon, Tyrese Halliburton, Paul Feinbaum, and Mike McCarthy. Plus, if you want some 76ers tickets, Mr. NBA Trivia is coming up at 12:30. Middays with Marks, 97.5 The Fanatic.
Now, on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
Eagles offensive coordinator search continues. I'm Ray Dunn with this Fanatic Sports Update. We're on week 3 of the offensive coordinator search. A couple of candidates that have been mentioned are off the board, and Joe Brady becomes the Bills head coach. Brian Dable, the Titans offensive coordinator. Second interview today with Packers quarterback coach Sean Mannion. Some other names still lingering out there, Matt Nagy and Jim Bob Cooter. As for the Sixers, they won 139-122 over the Bucks last night. Paul George had 32, 9 threes in the game. Joel Embiid had 29, and the team had a couple of big dunks, including this one late from BJ Edgecombe.
Joel breaks free. Baseline fadeaway is up. Rimino rebound slam. BJ Edgecombe throws it down.
They're back in action tomorrow night against the Kings. You can hear calls like that right here on The Fanatic. Flyers and Blue Jackets tonight at 7:30. You can listen to the game right here on The Fanatic. This update is brought to you by the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation. The Crohn's and Colitis Foundation has been at the forefront of inflammatory bowel disease research and care for over 50 years. Learn more about research, education, and support at crohnscolitisfoundation.org. I'm Ray Dunn, and that was really the read I had to do for that update here on your home of the Sixers, Flyers, and the best birds talk in town, 97.5, The Fanatic.
We have 5 76ers 2000-2001 season trivia questions for Mr. NBA. If you don't know who Mr. NBA is, surprisingly, it's Jason Martinez. He's been notorious on the air at 97.5 The Fanatic as knowing more than even Mike Missinelli with NBA trivia.
You used to kill him.
Google me.
Yep.
It bothered him. It bothered Mike almost as much as it bothered Sal Pal when I beat him in ping pong at Mike's party. Sal was apoplectic.
Yeah, Sal wasn't. Sal's very competitive. I'll just
a little bit.
I do remember that.
I
Actually,
think he left the party early.
did he?
I walked out of the powder room to go to the bathroom, and I walked by him, and he said, "F you."
Yeah, very competitive.
He was so pissed at me.
Yeah, very competitive. John Clark told a story of Sal on the
tennis one
on the air, where John Clark's a tennis player. Sal's a tennis player. I don't know if he still plays, but like a competitive, good tennis player. And I guess he wasn't having his best day, and he was slamming the racket. And John very, very lightheartedly tells the story on the air, not to make Sal look silly or anything like that. And man, I heard Sal wasn't very happy about the story.
Uh-oh.
Sal's the best.
Yeah.
I'd like to get Sal calling in again. Sal was on ESPN talking about the offensive coordinator job.
Yeah, he was. And he didn't have a lot of panic. Sal. Nope. No panic from Sal, pal.
Nope. We'll get into that coming up in the second half of the show.
Will we have a caller from maybe the Marshall's Crapper at some point today? It depends on Herb if Herb needs it.
It depends. Where does Herb go? What would you say Herb's top 5 places to take a public dump is?
Well, definitely a Wawa because there's one every 6 feet.
That's the worst place.
No, it's not because Wawa did something spectacular.
The single-use bathroom?
Well, they have a single-use bathroom, but they did something else in their stalls.
What?
They have the toilet paper off to the left down below, and it's always hard to kind of pull it down that low because it gets to the floor. They also put a toilet paper dispenser up top. So when you're sitting down, you reach up to grab the toilet paper to pull it down, and you don't pull it down onto the nasty-ass floor.
It's
freaking genius, Johnny Mars. Gabe would love it.
The only thing
The
only thing that I would do is, that'd be my last resort. I would literally leave and go somewhere else, unless I was going to go in my pants. Starbucks is would be my premier destination.
That's not, but Chick-fil-A's not bad.
I don't need a lot of people
because they're singles.
At Chick-fil-A, they're singles?
Yeah. It's a single shooter.
The one up by me isn't. The Starbucks are.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't need a lot of commotion or stuff going on in the bathroom.
You need concentration.
I just want to get in and get out. I don't need to be like Herb sounded like he was in there for a while.
No, Herb gets comfortable. It's like the toilet's like a lazy boy to Herb.
Yep.
He's got one in his living room, as a matter of fact.
By the way, my insurance agent JM's checked in and said he's right up the street from where Herb is right now. His office.
Dude, run in there, go to the TJ Maxx facilities, and bang on the door. And text John right before you do it. We'll
take
do
a
Herb
video
live on the air.
Take a video. So
I don't need a video. I don't need video.
No,
I don't.
All right. So we got a lot coming up here on the show.
News at noon.
Let's do the news at noon. Yes.
This city needs its news.
Now it's time for.
I'd like to be remembered as a good newsman.
The news at noon.
That's the coolest big story I've ever heard in my entire life. That's insane.
With Ray Dunn.
All right, we're going to start about that today in the world of the NBA with Mr. NBA. We got the 2024 Olympics being talked about on LeBron's Mind the Game podcast, and LeBron had Tyrese Halliburton on. Halliburton talked about his experience in the Olympics, which, if you remember, was very limited. He was just the guy that was sitting on the bench. He realized that very early on.
It's like, all right, we're going to have the team meeting where we acknowledge that all 12 guys cannot play. Steve starts talking about how everybody can't play, and Bron is talking about how in the 04 Olympics I didn't really play that much, and you got to put your pride aside. It's about bigger than you. And Katie's over there like, at the end of the day, with 12 All-Stars, everybody's good. We're just trying to win, right? And I'm sitting there and I'm listening. I'm like, yeah. And as we start film, I'm like, but who are they talking about? Like, who are these? And I'm looking around. I'm like, oh, he ain't talking about him. He ain't talking about him. I'm like, oh, they talking about me.
Get all the way to the Olympics and realize, I'm going to be the guy that just sits there and watches.
I had heard another Halliburton cut. I don't know if it was from the same thing, but he was talking he put on 30 pounds because did he tear an ACL or was it an Achilles?
Achilles.
Yeah, so he tore his Achilles in the playoffs.
Swelled up like a
last
wood
game
tick.
of the finals.
Last game of the finals. That's right. Oh, that's right. Yeah. Oh, that's right. He said he's put on 30 pounds. And he was just
muscle.
He was justifying some of them in saying that he wanted to get bigger anyway, so he can deal with the wear and tear and the rigors of a long season.
After an Achilles, you don't want to add 30 pounds.
Homie, you ain't putting on 30 pounds in how many months is that? June?
Yeah, so what?
8 months? 7 months?
7 months?
30 pounds?
Yikes.
Yeah, that's probably not what I'd be looking for.
No, your orthopedic guy's going, you need to lose 40 now. Congratulations.
Well, there you go. Tyrese Halliburton.
Yikes. All right, moving on. Paul Feinbaum. We just had a caller from the TJ Maxx bathroom. Paul Feinbaum yesterday had a caller, Vance from Georgia, who stayed on a hold despite a tree falling through his home.
Hey, Paul.
This is an interesting call. About 2 minutes ago, a tree just fell through my bedroom.
Oh, my
goodness.
Yeah, and I'm a little bit in shock, I guess. I'm in another part of the home, and I heard and, of course, felt this noise. And also heard this boom.
So your first inclination was to wait to go on the Feinbaum show? Was that it?
I don't know what else the hell to do. Didn't hurt either one of my dogs, and I'm like, well, there's nothing I can do right this second. That's why I didn't hang up the phone and panic. So my point is, didn't LSU last year?
Oh, my. I feel like I was ready to hear, like, the dueling banjos any second.
I thought Herb was impressive.
Yeah.
Calling from the toilet of the TJ Maxx.
I'm in the TJ Maxx, okay? And the coat rack just fell on me on the pooper.
I feel like we've had a lot of great callers in Philadelphia sports radio. Feinbaum, though, has, I mean, in Philadelphia standards, he just has the SEC callers.
Yeah, the honks, the college football guys.
There was Bear Bryant's mistress or something they called him.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
And she called him the Bear.
I bet she did. I bet she did.
Man, that's something. More impressed with Herb's performance or the guy wanted to talk about the SEC after the tree went through his house?
Vance from Georgia. I'll take Vance from Georgia.
I'm trying to figure out who's got a higher IQ.
All right.
Oh,
last one here.
No, for staying on hold. I mean.
Last one here. Mike McCarthy was announced as the Steelers' new head coach yesterday, and
I'm sure they're thrilled.
yeah, I don't love the hire, just like most people, but I'm almost to the point after listening to the presser where I feel bad.
I thought at least be able to get started. Oftentimes coaches and players, you put on new team colors, and it takes a minute to feel comfortable in those new colors. But to be blessed beyond any measure, one day to put on the colors you wore since you brought home. I apologize. Brett, I told you not to sit my family down here in front. This is so unfair.
He kept choking up through the entire thing because it's such a dream job to work for the Steelers, the team that he grew up rooting for. I see this hire as so much of a disaster for what that fan base wants that I almost feel bad. A guy got his dream job, and I don't see it ending well at all for him.
Yeah, I'm curious to see what the average Steeler fan says, because he's a native. He gets it. It means a lot to him. If you watch I watched a 2-minute clip this morning. He's choking up the whole time.
He's battling.
His family's in the front row, and but I mean, you don't have a quarterback. He's like, oh hell yeah, he wants Aaron Rodgers back. So they're gonna bring back Aaron Rodgers for another year. So now you're gonna have Aaron Rodgers. Even if you draft a quarterback, you still have Aaron Rodgers for another year. And Mike McCarthy's not a spring chicken, Jason. So it's not like you're bringing in a guy that's even in his 50s. He's in his early 60s.
Yeah, and he doesn't look like the healthiest guy.
He does not look like
when they hired Mike Tomlin, he looked like Omar Epps.
Right.
From the program.
Yeah, it's safe to say this isn't going to be a Bill Cowher, Mike Tomlin, Chuck Noll type hire. But
for a change.
All right, I actually don't think it's a bad hire because it's not going to be long term. I don't know if they thought they were going to be able to find that next young guy like Marcus Freeman was going to say, absolutely, I want the job. They don't have a quarterback, so they got to get a quarterback. I'm not the biggest McCarthy fan in the world, but they could have, some of the other guys that are getting hired this cycle don't have the resume and aren't as good of coaches as McCarthy. He actually did a pretty good job in Dallas, considering
the owner sits there and meddles in everything.
Yeah, when have they had success?
Yeah, it's dysfunction.
Dak had really good years under McCarthy.
It's impossible to succeed there, I think, now.
Yeah, they'll win
as long as the old man's alive.
Agreed. They'll win 9 games. Pittsburgh this year, maybe.
And isn't that what they were trying to get away from?
Yes, of course. Yeah, it sucks. It sucks to be a fan.
Right, that's what I mean.
But it's a different 9 wins because it's a different coach.
Yeah, but it's the same quarterback. It's not if you get 9 wins with Jackson Dart next year, if he gets 9 wins for the Giants, you feel great about that. If Aaron Rodgers and the Steelers get 10 wins and they lose in the playoffs, even if you win a game in the playoffs, who feels good about that? It's a 40-some-year-old quarterback.
Yeah.
Right. It's like, where's this going?
It's not going anywhere. So now are you drafting a guy this year? They don't have a high draft pick, right? They're picking in the 20s.
And when will you have a high draft pick? Because it
Never.
keeps your floor at the point of where you're at, and your ceiling doesn't seem like it went very much any higher than it was with Mike Tomlin.
Yeah, and when they've used draft picks on, I know it worked out with Ben, but that's a long time ago now.
Yeah.
Kenny Pickett, it did. Kenny Pickett's available. It's what I told my Steeler fan.
Oh, that's good.
Friend. Yep. Kenny Pickett, you need a quarterback. Aaron Rodgers is going to come back, isn't he?
Yeah.
For one more.
Because he can't help himself.
No, he can't.
Nope.
Can't wait, man. All next year. Well, why does anyone ask me about retiring? Ask me about the game. We're going to do the same thing all year long again.
Can't wait.
And by the way, I wasn't on Monday, but the brattiness of Sean McVay after the game, he was so mad they lost that game. What a baby.
Yeah.
Just be quiet. I did like, yeah. Like when the reporter says I have to ask the question, like whether they have to ask the question or not, like you ask the question. Just stop being a baby. You screwed it up. You lost a close game. You're not going to the Super Bowl. I know you're mad about it, but he just came off as just being a
jerk.
Just being a jerk, just being a baby. I don't know.
Can we see if Herb is still on the 20 like Danny Glover was in Lethal Weapon 4?
Okay.
Remember Danny Glover was on the toilet and it was rigged to blow? Herb?
Yeah, I'm here. I'm out.
Yeah.
Can you feel your legs?
Yeah, I'm good, brother.
Were you in TJ?
Is it all out though?
Were you in TJ Maxx shopping, or did you just have to find?
Yeah, I'm shopping.
Okay, so you were in TJ Maxx and then you made a pit stop. Okay.
What'd you go in for? Did you go in for a coat?
I want to buy. I know. I just bought a new travel bag, and then I got a.
Oh, that's right. You got to go out to Seattle.
I needed some. I'm leaving next week for San Francisco. You know, the Super Bowl, bro.
You're going to the Super Bowl?
Yeah, I told you I was. I bought the ticket like 6 months ago.
I don't recall that. I wasn't on the air 6 months ago, so I don't recall that.
Yeah, it's not documented.
Where are you staying?
I'm staying down at the airport, north. I stayed there before.
Terminal B.
Window. No, it's a Wyndham Travel Lodge.
Okay.
It's,
you got staying with that broad you met?
for 6 nights. 500 for 6 nights. Where are you going to beat that deal?
500 a night or 500 total?
500, I said, for the whole 6 nights.
Wow. All right.
That would be a great hotel.
That's crazy. So
bring your own pillow.
Are you going to the game?
Well, I haven't had a chance to get, Chicky and Pete's. He left for vacation. I think he's back now. I'm trying. I might go over there today and see if he's around. But
what's that have to do with the game? Are you going to the Super Bowl?
What do you buy? Crab fries and get tickets?
No, he told me he would help me get a ticket with Jeffrey Lurie.
With
Jeffrey Lurie.
Gotcha.
But Jeffrey Lurie's probably not going now, Herb.
Yeah, so he's got tickets available.
I got you. We're having feedback problems on your phone, Herb.
Herb in the owner's box of Jeffrey Lurie.
I'm here, brother.
That's okay. No, but it's really. Thank you, Herb. Appreciate it. I would like to talk a little bit more, but it was really what that was.
The YouTube comment section is loving Herb from TJ Maxx.
Should have just put him on hold and went back to him later. You can call back in, Herb. We'll get to you later. I can't believe he called him a crapper.
Okay.
We probably see. I never know. Did he start in the car? Because a lot of times he'll call, and then he's on hold a long time. So then like he'll be sitting at the bank, and he'll be at the bank, and he'll be talking to the teller when we bring him on, and it's like, well, I can't have you talking to me and the teller at the same time.
And if he feels comfortable enough to stay on hold while he's on the crapper,
right?
Where else have we been with Herb?
Probably a lot of places.
Oh, yeah. You've been in other crappers.
A lot of places. Mad Mike checking in. Mad Mike, how are you, buddy?
Hey, Johnny, I missed you yesterday. How you doing?
Hey, how are you, Mike?
Yeah, I'm good. I mean, we're still scraping the bottom of the barrel on this OC hunt, but sure.
Yeah.
Are they?
Yeah, I mean, there's no doubt that there's the tail's between the legs of the Eagles right now. That's why they come out today, and there's a couple of Eagles reporters that are saying, "Nope, we never offered the job. We never actually offered the job." So they're feeling. I think they're feeling the heat from the media and from the fans that they hadn't hired somebody yet. That doesn't mean they can't get a good coach.
No, they won't get a good coach because you got that nerd in the front office looking over your shoulder saying, I'm going to give you autonomy. But not really. And then you got Mr. Magoo on the sidelines. And
that's in my notes.
You reported to me. And then you got a quarterback that doesn't want to learn anymore. He's just baby Jordan, St. Jalen. This is not a situation anybody wants to come to. So they're gonna get some scrub. They're gonna say, I would love this. Kevin Petullo was never fired. I would love it if they reinstated Kevin Petullo and just watch this city burn. Let everybody freaking out.
Mike, are you available for motivational speaking? I really could have used you the other day.
Yeah, sorry about that. I know you're going through it, but I'd love to put a positive spin on it for you, but
all right.
No.
So
but you're not comfortable in positive spin.
No, he's not. He's not happy.
It's fake.
So who do they hire, Mike? What's your prediction?
I think Kevin Petullo is your OC again, and I think they'll give him a different title, but he'll actually be the OC.
All right, Mike.
So what would the title be?
They're not rehiring Kevin Petullo to be the
play calling experience. He's got familiarity with Sirianni.
See, Mike still has scar tissue about Howie Roseman. You got to let that go. Howie Roseman Part 1 is not Howie Roseman Part 2.
Yeah, there's no scar tissue with Mike. He's just he loves chaos. He loves chaos. When they win, you won't hear from him.
He's a roach.
Yesterday he was thrilled. After the 2 hires, first thing, as soon as we announced Dayball News, I saw the line light up. I was like, there he is.
Oh, he's just waiting. He's got the number already dialed in. He's just waiting to hit send.
I gave him credit yesterday. He went 50 seconds without saying Jalen Hurts was a loser. He got through his opening diatribe
and he didn't say it today.
Yeah.
All right, so how much of this has to do with Jalen Hurts? Because people want to bring it up, and people that I talk to out there still are saying,
I don't know.
Still are saying the quarterback. So let's say the Eagles offered Slowick the job. All right, you put yourself in Bobby Slowick's shoes. You can go to Miami. You were down there last year. Tua, after the season, said that he would welcome a change of environment or something of those lines. That he would welcome change. He got benched. He's still under contract, and it's a huge dead cap hit to release him, and no one's going to want to trade for him, right? So you have that. You have an owner, and it's been fairly obvious it's a bad owner and it's a bad organization. They fired their GM. They have a new GM.
There's no continuity.
They don't have a great deal. Vic Fangio was down there. His players hated him.
Yeah.
And he came here and won a Super Bowl, and he's like, he could run for mayor and he would win right now, right?
Yeah.
So would you want to take this job with Jalen Hurts or everything that we're talking about down in Miami?
I think for him it was bird in the hand. It's the job I know I have.
That he was offered.
Yeah, that I don't know if I'm even going to be offered one
but
here. I can't keep waiting. I have to make sure my family is fed.
So, but what's the better situation, Ray? Miami or here?
Well, are you weather-wise?
No, I'm just I don't know. I don't know where he's from or whatever. I'm talking about everything, including the culture of sports here, how crazy we are. Petullo getting his house egged. We blame everybody. We want to run everybody out of town. All the other stuff that we say about it, or people say about it.
Jalen Phillips believes the weather's better here. If you're talking about winning, here.
No, I'm not talking about winning. I'm talking about the job. What job would you take?
If they offered me the job and I was Bobby Slowick, I would take the Eagles job.
It's an easy answer. The Eagles job, you're right. Easy. It's a good job. Everybody wants to tell you why it's a bad job, and I hear what they're saying, okay? It's a good job. What are the other offensive coordinator jobs that are available out there right now? I don't know them off the top of my head.
Giants.
Okay, it's the Giants. You can make the case the Giants is a better job because of the head coach, because of expectations. You can make that case, but it doesn't have to do with the Eagles being a bad job. It has to do with the Giants being okay. There's no pressure to win right away.
But what weapons do you have as an OC there?
Well, you have Neighbors, who's coming off an ACL injury, and Scatterbo, who's probably not as good as people want him to be. But you can grow into the position. I'm not telling you that I would take the Giants job over the Eagles job. I'm just saying I'm looking at it as I can understand why someone would take that job over the Eagles job.
I see it as justifiable for all the reasons why people are taking other jobs. Like, if you stay in Miami and you're Slowick, okay, what you're telling me is that you want time to put into action what you want. You think that you can't go up to Philadelphia and put your imprint on there. You've already seen yourself fall from grace as the next big head coach to being the passing game coordinator for a staff that got fired.
But he also wasn't offered the job.
Right.
So it's like Jason said, if you want to wait it out, they may offer you the job. But you may not also get it. They were waiting for Brady. how this whole thing went down, Mannion gets a second interview, and then Brady's named the head coach like an hour later. So once the Bills decided,
Dominoes.
and then Dayball goes to Tennessee. So once everything happened with the Bills, you're right, the dominoes.
The dominoes start to fall. Yep. Slowick, by the way, was born in Princeton.
Ooh, that's right.
But grew up, it sounds like, in Wisconsin because he played high school ball in Green Bay, at Green Bay Southwest, and then he played college ball at Michigan Tech as a wide receiver.
Slowick would have taken this job in a second over the Dolphins.
So he wasn't daunted by the weather.
Now, the Dolphins' job's not a good job. I'm not trying to pretend it is. Not a good job
it's
at
not
all.
like that. That's got dysfunction.
That's a bad job.
Yeah.
All right, coming up, we have a pair of 76ers tickets, and we have Mr. NBA here. So here's what we do. We
Luck would have.
We line up, well, I guess it would be 6 callers, but really 5, because I don't think he's going to get 0 correct. So the first caller we get to,
On the old Sixers, there's no chance I get 0 correct.
Right. So there's 5 questions. We're going to light up the phone lines. The first caller is going to predict how many Jason gets correct. 5, 4, 3, 2, or 1. The next caller is going to, whatever. If someone took 5, now you have the rest of the choices. The next caller, so on and so forth, until the last caller gets whatever's left. Whatever caller is correct and how many correct answers Jason gets from 2001 76ers trivia wins the pair of tickets. 610-632-0975. 610-632-0975. That is coming up next. Middays with Marks, 97.5 The Fanatic.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
A third week of this search. I'm Ray Dunn. This update's brought to you by Corona. Join Andrew Salciunas at the Borough Pub in Bristol from 6:30 to 8:30 for a Sixers pregame party with Corona. And enter for your chance to win Sixers tickets to an upcoming home game. $4 Modelo drafts, $4 Corona bottles. Must be 21. Please drink responsibly. Eagles offensive coordinator search continues into its third week. Joe Brady and Brian Daboll have found locations. Brady to the Bills to be the head coach. Daboll to be the Titans offensive coordinator. Birds having a second interview with Packers quarterback coach Sean Mannion. Sixers with a big win last night, 139-122 over the Bucks. Paul George with 32. Joel Embiid with 29. Embiid also with this big slam.
Sixers on the move. Maxey lob to Joel, and Embiid jams it. Alley-oop jam. The big man soars, and Maxey beats him, and an alley-oop dunk for the Sixers.
As heard here on these airwaves, they're back tomorrow night against the Kings. Flyers and Blue Jackets tonight at 7:30. You can listen to the game right here on The Fanatic. This update's also brought to you by the Positive Coaching Alliance. Questions about youth or high school sports? Positive Coaching Alliance can help. PCA, a national nonprofit organization, develops better athletes and better people through youth and high school sports. Info at positivecoach.org. I'm Ray Dunn, your home for the Sixers. Flyers, best birds talk in town. 97.5 The Fanatic.
Service First HVAC, offering 0% financing for 48 months, rebates and tax credits up to $4,300 when purchasing a heating and cooling system. Learn more, ServiceFirstHVAC.com. All right. We have a pair of 76ers tickets. And here's how you're going to win. Mr. NBA, Jason Martinez. He's in the chair. He's got the spotlight on him right now. I have 5 questions, all pertaining to the 2000-2001 Philadelphia 76ers that went to the NBA Finals. As we're celebrating them, that's this weekend, right, Ray?
25th anniversary. These tickets are to that game Saturday night.
No way. Wow. How about that?
Oh, my God. That was 25 years ago?
Yep. Ray was how old? 6 months?
Little Ray?
I was, 1 by the time the finals happened.
How
about that?
You can get single game tickets at Sixers.com, but Ray's correct. These are a pair of tickets to the game where everybody's honored. Saturday against the Pelicans.
Pelicans.
Sixers.com. I have 5 questions. So we're going to start off with Josh. Josh is going to guess how many Jason is getting correct. Josh, what do you say?
3.
Josh says 3. Okay.
Your lack of faith, I find disturbing.
Just so you know, when we did this last time, what'd you get? 4?
4, yeah. What did I miss on? Oh, I missed on the double-double with Derek Coleman.
You were mad about it.
I'm still mad about it.
Brian in Pottstown. Brian, what's your guess?
4!
4
Beat
for
me to
Brian. Dale, what do you got?
5 all the way. I got faith in Martinez.
Clean sweep.
5 for Martinez. Steve in Montclair, you have either 2 or 1. What do you got? Steve. 2 or 1?
2.
Steve's got 2, which means Casey and Percy, you have 1. All right, are we ready?
Yeah.
Question number 1. How many regular season games did the Sixers win?
56.
Correct.
That was impressive, Ray, wasn't it?
That was amazing.
Did you see the dismissive look he gave me when I asked it?
He was annoyed that he even got questioned on that.
Yeah, I'm like, dude, come on.
All right.
The
Sixers finished the season as the number 1 overall seed. Who was the second seed with 52 wins?
The Milwaukee Bucks.
Correct.
Oh.
The Heat were third with 50.
Yes.
We're weird. 2 for 2. Who is the only Sixers player who played in all 82 games?
George Lynch.
Correct. Started 80, played in all 82. We're 3 for 3.
Yeah, because Iverson missed like 11 or 12 games that year, didn't he?
I believe he played in 70 or 71.
Yeah.
You're like Rain Man with this. The Sixers beat this team 3-1 in the first round of the NBA playoffs.
Don't waste my time. It was Indiana, Toronto in 7, Milwaukee in 7, won game 1 of the finals, lost the next 4 to the Lakers.
Speaking of that, and it's coming down to Dale, who picked 5, and Brian, who picked 4. In game 1 of the NBA Finals, Allen Iverson scored how many points? I'm going to give you the over-under. You got to go over-under. Over-under is 46. Allen Iverson, game 1, scored over-under 46.
Over. 48, I think he had.
Not only is he correct, he nailed the number. Jason Martinez, 5 for 5. Dale, you win.
Yep.
Josh from Boyertown, who picked 3, man. Dale, congratulations.
Thanks, guys. I appreciate it. I had faith in Martinez the whole time.
Yeah.
Attaboy.
Who are you taking to the game? Know yet?
I'm going to take my son. He's a big Sixers fan, and unfortunately, I'm a Lakers fan, so I remember that series very well. That was the first year I moved to Phillies.
Oh, all right.
Ron Lou step over.
Oh, that was horrible. And you guys were going crazy down the street when you won game 1.
Yep.
Well, rightfully so. Lakers were a wagon.
Yes, but then it was a turn after game 1.
Man, that's
game 2 was tight.
All the games were really tight.
Yeah.
Big Shot Bob had a couple. I forget exactly what game. No, that was
Robert Horry
hell of a series.
Killed the whole.
Oh, Robert Horry
the whole
was.
playoff he was killing with big shots the whole series. And Derek Fisher and man, it was a great year for the Lakers.
Would it have been different? if Theo didn't get hurt.
That is true. He was a great for the weak side block that would have gave Shaq.
Oh,
major
they were
problems.
42 and 14 when he got hurt.
But do you remember? You can bring that all the way down. Wait. But Mutombo was such a big dude, and Shaq, he looked like a rag doll out there with Shaq backing him down.
Oh, my God, yeah, because Shaq was so thick.
But then you had Ratliff. You had Ratliff that come from the weak side. That's what
he was a weak side shot blocker.
I don't know.
That's what you guys missed.
All right, Dale.
I remember the deal.
Hang on a second, buddy. Congratulations.
I'm trying to remember the whole trade.
McCulloch went.
McCulloch was not part of that deal.
No.
Nazir Muhammad?
Nazi was, yeah. Nazi went. Because McCulloch was left. I didn't like the deal because I thought Nazi and McCulloch could have done it well enough.
Ratliff.
I was going to ask it.
Coach.
Yep.
Nazir Muhammad. Pepe Sanchez, maybe?
Pepe went, yep.
And they got Mutombo and I want to say, I keep thinking Rodney McLeod, but it's not Rodney McLeod.
Was it Buford?
No.
Rashawn McLeod.
Who was it?
Rashawn McLeod.
Rashawn McLeod.
Just a throw in.
Yeah.
There you go.
But yeah, that was the trade that happened. They weren't the same with Mutombo coming in.
No, it changed the.
Yeah.
Theo was so good at those blocks,
and it would
SWAT. It would start the fast breaks.
Yeah.
And Mutombo was a much more deliberate shot blocker, and his offensive
He wasn't as athletic in the post.
No, the problem with Mutombo wasn't because he was fine that season. It was then they maxed him out after that. They'd signed him to a new contract.
Yeah.
And he's a lead-footed, good defensive rebounder, whatever. He had no offensive.
But that team was all defensive with George Lynch, Tyrone Hill.
That was
Aaron McKee off the bench.
They were never replicating that season.
Snow couldn't shoot to save his ass.
Oh my God,
he was a horrible shooter.
So in that game, Shaq had 44
in game one.
In the 107-101, he had 20 rebounds. He's 17 to 28. He shot 10 to 22 from the foul line. He had 44 points and 20 rebounds. Kobe only had 15.
Wow, really?
Yeah.
They shut Kobe down to that degree. I don't remember
7 to 22. And I'm sure if I looked at some of the other games, he wouldn't have been shut down. But, yeah, that was a special year. It was. Ray, the one thing I always remember from that year, and I remember I was living at Parktown Place down on the Parkway, the Parkway and 22nd Street. And I just remember I would wait for my shuttle that would take me to my job, and everybody, I swear, once the playoffs started, everybody had the flags on top of the car.
Yeah, it was the flags on the cars. It was the big thing then.
It was the big thing, and I'm telling you, everybody had these flags on the car.
Oh yeah,
it had been a long time.
7-game series before that. One of them was on a missed Vince Carter shot at the buzzer in the second round because it went Indiana. Sixers won that in 4 or
Toronto.
5. Then it went to Toronto. Then it was Milwaukee, who had the second best record, and then obviously the Lakers.
And the Toronto was Carter was going for 50, Iverson was going for 50. They were like going back and forth scoring 50. Didn't Vince Carter go to his graduation a day of a game, and then he flew back or he went back to Philadelphia? There's something like that.
I do remember something like that. I don't know if it was during that playoff series, but I do remember that. Yeah.
And the one thing I'll always remember, back when we used to buy newspapers, Daily News. The Daily News, I forget how many, I could Google it and find out how many they made the back covers a ridiculous amount in a row.
Yeah.
Eric Snow was banged up. George Lynch had a broken foot.
You did?
Aaron McKee was banged up. I
think Aaron McKee had a wrist issue.
They had all of the Sixers players like they were Civil War fighters.
Reenactors, yeah.
And
Iverson was completely banged.
So they had somebody with a peg leg. They had, I think, McKee with the tourniquet. And they had all of them just, it was crazy. It really was. It was fun.
It was one of the wildest rides that didn't result in an actual parade that I'll ever remember. It was crazier than the 2010 Flyers Cup run to the final for kind of modern day purposes. Because you expected them to go to the final because they were a great regular season team.
Yeah, agreed.
So it was, and I remember when Ratliff got hurt and we found out he was out, how long he was out, and Larry Brown delivering that news. And you had guys like Phil Jasner covering the team.
And you had Pat Croce, who was such a big part of the success. Yeah,
climbing the water tower. Yeah.
Oh, man.
People on the stream said that who tipped off Jason the questions. I can guarantee you nobody tipped me onto a single question.
Nope.
As a matter of fact, I may have deterred one of your questions when you told me what year it was off the air.
Yep.
Because I said 40. Ratliff got hurt at 42 and 14.
I'm looking at the Daily News cover from Wednesday, May 30th. It's take a look at it. It's Eric Snow with the peg leg. You have McKee. I don't know what's wrong with him. And then you have Allen Iverson right here, who got the spirit of the 76ers, the walking
fight
wounded.
for the drum.
Snow, McKee, and Iverson face another test tonight.
Yep.
It was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And you have to remember, coming off of that, the last success that was really seen, because the Eagles were in the playoffs the previous year, but 2001 NFC Championship game hadn't happened yet. So you had one good year of the Eagles. The last real success the town had was the 93 Phillies, which was a lot like this, a one-year type thing.
Well, 97 Flyers went to a final.
Okay, 97 Flyers got swept.
Swept when they were the favorite.
It was a choking situation.
Yeah, as Terry Murray said. And lost his job.
And then the Sixers before that.
Yeah.
83.
Yeah.
So it'd been a long time since we had success, and it was just so much fun to have a team that was fun to watch and win and everything else. We're late for this. Coming up, we found out last night Bill Belichick will not be a first ballot Hall of Famer. Oh, man. Poor Bill. How is it possible? We'll talk about it coming up next. Middays with Marks 97.5, The Fanatic. All right, let's check it out. My dentist, Dr. Eric Pastor. You might say, I got a dentist. Well, if you're a snorer, you don't got my dentist. He is the region's #1 choice to help you with your snoring and your sleep apnea issue. So, listen, we talked to Herb earlier, and Herb has sleep apnea, and he uses a CPAP machine. I was using the CPAP because I had mild to moderate sleep apnea, and I went because my wife's like, you have to get this taken care of. You're keeping me up all night. Now you don't even stop when I kick you. You just continue to snore, right? It's really bad for your health. That's the one thing I didn't know. Sleep apnea is terrible for your health. And you don't realize how exhausted you feel in the morning because you're snoring all night. So, got the CPAP, terribly uncomfortable. I was ripping the mask off all the time. I never made it through a night with the mask on. And then my dentist, Dr. Eric Pastor, and his team, I'm getting my teeth cleaned. And he said, have you thought about using a dental device and doing this? So he made me a comfortable sleep apnea device. It's designed to keep your airway open so you can sleep better and feel better. And I can tell you firsthand, it's changed my life. It really has. If I knew that it would be this easy to eliminate the snoring and the sleep apnea, I would have done it years ago. Sleep apnea, when it goes untreated, the health risks are serious. Just Google it. We're talking about diabetes, high blood pressure, heart attacks, and even strokes. And here's what Dr. Pastor and his team do. They connect you to the right doctors, and they arrange a home sleep test. This is an easy thing that wraps around your finger. Even if you've been diagnosed before, yes, he gets you hooked up with all that. And then the sleep apnea device is covered by most insurance plans, including Medicare. This is a medical issue. This is not a dental issue. This is a medical issue. Dr. Eric Pastor. So if you're done with CPAP machines, uncomfortable straps, and disappointing results, do what I did. Reclaim your sleep. The website is drpastor.com, drpaster.com. And I'm telling you, it's changed my life. Or call him. You can speak to his sleep team right now. 610-67-SLEEP. 610-67-SLEEP. Or drpastor.com.
The Flyers have hit some bumps.
Shams puts out that Giannis is ready for a new home, as several teams make aggressive offers to the Bucks for him and to the franchise to start listening. So Doc Rivers, you can put that on your Hall of Fame plaque too.
So here we go again. You don't know basketball.
It's awesome. A couple other news and notes. Hey, Jason earlier, Herb from Northeast Philly, if you didn't hear, called in from the when we got to him. He was on the TJ Maxx crapper. He was in the bathroom at the TJ Maxx. He was in shopping, looking for a bag to take to the Super Bowl. What is he? So he's just going out there by himself, staying at a hotel, and
doesn't yet have tickets.
Yeah, but I mean, do you really want to pay that much for tickets?
No, not at all. Which is why I'm looking for the hookup.
I know,
if we had Herb on Radio Row.
So Pete may have told him that he can help him out. Like Jeffrey Lurie's not getting Herb tickets to the Super Bowl, so I'm sure Pete was, just trying to get him away.
Could you imagine though?
Yeah, but like, does he really have an extra $4,000 for tickets? Well, how much do Super Bowl tickets cost?
Well, didn't he have $8,000 for that one girl?
Yeah, he did. We didn't even get to the chick. I don't think he's talked to her anymore because I've asked him. All fair, of course.
All right,
I've texted him. So anyway, that's Herb. But it was Lethal Weapon 2, not Lethal Weapon 4.
When he was on the crapper.
I remember the scene. I hadn't thought that I had seen that many Lethal Weapons.
Tell me this is now I'm not going to go out.
I don't really remember 2. What's Joe Pesci? Is that 2?
I don't remember. But 2 is one.
Or is that Samuel L. Jackson?
With the Cougarans.
Yeah,
and when the toilet blows, they jump into the tub. And the toilet blows, and then they show the toilet land on the front yard of his house.
I remember that.
Yeah, that's the opening scene of the movie.
I remember the scene. I don't remember because it's kind of like the only ones I remember. I remember Police Academy, what happened in East Police Academy. I think
you still do.
Probably.
God.
Yeah, no, I said
there was like 19 of those.
Dude, I saw an Instagram ad for Zed, got Bobcat Goldthwait and Sweet Chuck.
Yeah.
And Steve Guttenberg and one of the other characters. They're doing it. It's not like a Comic-Con, but it's like something like that. And they're up like appearing and signing and taking pictures somewhere
cool.
in New Jersey.
Yeah.
I would love that.
Somebody on the YouTube chat said that Herb's going to the Super Bowl. Is he going to be on Toilet Row? You're skipping Radio Row.
Stop it. That's really loud.
Oh, a double flusher.
It might have been.
Been there.
Yep. So Herb, when I said, Herb, what are you doing? Because it sounded like he was maybe in a bathroom, didn't it?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, the reverb.
Oh,
yeah, the reverb. Bathroom reverb.
And then he admitted to it, and he was like, I'm in TJ Maxx bathroom in Northeast Philly.
That's like when REM recorded part of one of their songs in a Spectrum bathroom.
Did they really?
Did you know that? Because of the
No.
Yeah, REM recorded, I think, like part of Losing My Religion was in the Spectrum bathroom, the mandolin part.
Why?
Because of the acoustics.
Really?
Yes.
That's awesome.
Ike Richmond tells the story all the time.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
All right, Bill Belichick comes down last night. I think did you need 30 or 40 votes to be elected?
40 or 50.
40 or 50, okay. And he didn't get 40.
He got 30, right?
I think it was 38, 39.
Yeah, the way they framed it was like he just missed.
He just missed it.
Okay, he needed 40, and he got below that.
So Bill Belichick, who has 6 Super Bowls as a head coach,
8
and then 8 because he was coordinator with the Giants. So he's got 2 more. Not elected as a first ballot. And initially, a lot of people came out and said that, well, the talk was that they were punishing him for the Spygate stuff.
Yeah.
From earlier in his career, that he's a cheater and therefore he's a cheater, so I'm not going to vote for him.
Like going Pete Rose on him.
Right. Well, there's a lot of writers out there because was Babe Ruth not a unanimous? So, like, some of the writers would say, well, if he's not, then I can't vote for no one can be a unanimous Hall of Famer.
Because if that's the standard and the precedent, you can't break that.
Right. Which
is stupid.
Yeah, which is whatever.
Like if he's not a first ballot Hall of Famer, then
then who is?
Exactly. Like this is stupid.
And I love it.
Why?
And because Belichick's a crumb, and
Who cares?
And I mean, I don't care if he would have gotten 150 votes out of 50 votes, I would have been fine. Of course, he's the Hall of Famer. Do I think that he's as good of a coach as we thought when Tom Brady left? No, I don't. But of course, he's a Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
Is he a first ballot Hall of Famer? Yeah, of course he's a first ballot Hall of Famer. He's also got a 19-year-old girlfriend, and he's treated people poorly his entire career. So screw you, Bill. You get to squirm a little bit.
But it's not about that.
I don't care. But see, here's the thing. I don't care. Screw Bill. He's a Hall of Famer. I don't care. Does he deserve it? Yes. Should they take away the votes from people who didn't do it? Like, make it public.
Like, is Schilling ever going to get in?
Maybe when he's dead.
Yeah, because he's outspoken.
And he deserves it.
Chase, based on his baseball, he deserves to be in.
Chase Utley is going to be a Hall of Famer probably next year. Curt Schilling is a Hall of Famer more than Chase Utley is.
Totally.
For sure. And you're right, his big mouth, and he's a big mouth, and people don't like him.
Yeah, and he's polarizing because he's very conservative.
And he's a Hall of Famer.
Yeah. But will he get in is the question, You don't know. Like, is it about what you do on the field of play or the person you are? Because there's a lot of jerks.
Yeah.
There's a lot of guys who are total.
Here's what they need to do.
Whatever.
It's a public vote. You want to vote for the Hall of Fame? You have to vote publicly. It gets released. Then you know what people won't do? This. Because Bill Polian is thought.
That's what happens in baseball.
The executive for the Colts.
The old owner.
Yeah. Well,
no, he was the GM.
He was the president.
Irsay was the owner.
He was the president. He had talked about, then he denied it, and he said that he didn't remember if he voted for Bill or not, and then he said he did vote for Bill. But he was one of the people, according to reports, that was going around behind the scenes saying he wasn't voting for him because he was a cheater. So that's fine. Just make it like it.
And because it was Manning versus Brady for so many years.
This isn't a vote for the president or something. If you want to vote for the Hall of Fame, then show your vote, and you don't have to worry about this stuff. If you want to stand behind your vote,
stand
and say,
behind it. Yeah.
Here's why I didn't do it. Then
rationalize it. Yeah,
then do it.
I agree. I think you should have to sign your name to it. Why you're going to decide
I don't think
not to vote for
baseball writers don't have to release their ballot.
No, but they do now. A lot of them.
A lot
Kevin
of them
Cooney does.
Yeah, and they should.
Yeah, yeah. If you're being trusted with that job,
then you should.
Yeah, I mean, like you obviously take it serious. You're not going to get a vote for a Hall of Fame if you don't take it serious, do your research and all that stuff. But there's guys in all sports that you go, that guy's an absolute Hall of Famer. Why is he not in?
Yep. All right, coming up, we see Ish up there. We'll get you Ish. Also, John Kincade. Earlier, we played the sound from Adam Schefter where he had this cryptic exit from the show saying, I might have more to talk to you about next week than just the offensive coordinator job. Well, John Kincade has a thought on what he thinks he's talking about.
Oh.
And it's a big one. And we'll tell you about that coming up next. Middays and Marks, 97.5 The Fanatic.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
I'm still talking about the offensive coordinator search. I'm Ray Dunn with this Fanatic Sports Update, and it's brought to you by Barbera's on the Boulevard. New year, new car. Cherokees aboard Cherokees. $199 down, $199 a month. Is Barbera the best? Boy, I guess. The Eagles' offensive coordinator search continues into its third week. They're having a second interview with Packers quarterback coach Sean Mannion. This comes a day after Joe Brady was named the Bills head coach, and Brian Daboll's off to Tennessee to be the offensive coordinator. If we hear anything, we'll let you know. Sixers win 139-122 over the Bucks. Paul George had 32 points, 9 threes in the game. Joel Embiid had 29 points in the win. For the 76ers, a couple of big dunks, including this one at the end from BJ Edgecombe.
Joel breaks free. Baseline fadeaway is up. Rumino rebound slam. BJ Edgecombe throws it down.
Heard that one right here on The Fanatic, and you can hear him again tomorrow night against the Kings. You can also hear Flyers Blue Jackets tonight at 7:30 right here on The Fanatic. This update's brought to you by Mothers Against Drunk Driving. Victims of drunk and drug driving, your grief is unique, but you're not alone. You always have a place at MAD. Call a 24-hour victim helpline 877-MAD-HELP or visit mad.org. I'm Ray Dunn, your home for the Sixers, Flyers, best bird stock in town, 97.5 The Fanatic.
All right, we're back. It is Middays with Marks, 97.5 The Fanatic. John Marks, I'm back. Jason Martinez. Already done.
Any of these guys on the YouTube chat that think I cheated, you want to go toe-to-toe with Mr. NBA? Name and time, Holmes.
5 for 5. Your name is Mr. NBA for a reason.
Yeah, this is well-earned. This is, if you're new to the party, welcome.
But also, I do have to say this, that I more or less gave you a ball to hit off a tee because that is your wheelhouse.
A wheelhouse. That's like when you said 2001, I go, like the year they go to the finals?
You were answering the question before I was finished.
Yeah. Like the win question. Yeah. I remember they were 42-14. They won 14 more games after Ratliff got hurt, which was considerably less winning percentage than they did all year.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
It was a fun team.
Yeah, I mean. So, any of you guys want to go head-to-head? Bring it. Mr. NBA travels.
Yep. Listen, it's so far so good. I was talking to Ray. It's been a good segment. We've done it twice now, and people are now going to know.
Yeah.
Well, we did it with the callers calling in and guessing how many you get right.
Yeah.
You got 4 out of 5 last time, and you got 5 out of 5 this time. Because the first person that called in, the first person we get gets to choose how many you get correct.
Yeah, they have the first right of refusal.
And they must not know about you.
Yeah, because that guy picked 2, I think, didn't he? 3.
Yep. They think you're some hockey hunk.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Mike, you put this notion out there that you can't like both teams.
Yep.
Can't be a Flyer fan and a Sixer fan.
Yep.
I got news for you.
You can.
You can.
There you go.
And you can be knowledgeable about both. Or you can be knowledgeable about one, like me.
There you go. Or
basketball.
Be knowledgeable about none, like me. All right, so the end of Adam Schefter. By the way, I didn't hear the interview. Did Adam Schefter, did he refuse to talk about, did he downplay any
A.J. Brown?
A.J. Brown.
They keep going through the process. It's a good process to talk to a lot of people.
Gotcha.
You know, play calling, will it be an issue? I don't know, but they're going to get a guy they like.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. All right.
So would anything have happened with A.J. Brown yet, do you think?
I mean, they're not going to make the trade. I mean, it's not even the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
But, I mean, no. Right? I mean, I think it's fairly common knowledge that he was unhappy this year. Now it's a matter of whether we're going to trade him or not.
Yeah.
How we get it done.
Brandon Lee Gouton came on the air and said there's a 0% chance he's on the team next year.
0%.
He said 0% chance he's on the team.
0% chance.
Because I asked him.
I don't think he is either.
I don't think he is either. I don't know if it's 0% chance.
Yeah,
a guy that's with the team every day says 0% chance.
Yeah.
So anyway, this is how the call ended today.
And maybe it'll be even more than that by next week.
What are you hinting at?
Maybe it'll be even more than discussion than an offensive coordinator. We'll see.
Okay, so they said to him, all right, we'll talk to you next week, and maybe we'll know who the offensive coordinator is. And he said, maybe there'll be even more than that.
Correct.
So that's some context.
Yep.
All right, so what does more than that mean?
Earlier we speculated A.J. Brown news.
Yeah.
You had said Lane Johnson, and I had said I'd be shocked if it was Lane, and then Ray kind of had me like, all right, well, maybe like, all right. like
That's not out of the question.
Yeah, I guess maybe it's not out of the question. I'd still be shocked. But apparently that is not what John Kincade thinks. What is John Kincade reporting on Twitter there?
So John feels pretty confident that the way you feel, John, is a good way to feel. And his best guess, he puts that in quotes, is that there are going to be a lot of discussion about the Eagles' stadium this offseason.
Ooh.
And that could be the Schefter.
What about the stadium? Like, I don't care.
A new one.
Oh, a new stadium. Okay, so not about the existing stadium that they're putting more windmills up.
Isn't it crazy to think that we're already going to be building a new stadium and that one's going to come down?
Yeah, like why?
Well, it's dated.
It is?
It is. Stadiums from that era are like the Browns. They're doing a new stadium for the Browns, right?
What's dated about it? The design.
Well, it doesn't have
amenities.
Doesn't have a retractable roof.
Okay, I don't want that.
Well, they do.
So we're gonna have indoor games here now.
We are. When the weather's colder,
so we can have a Super Bowl.
Correct. And
once every 26 years,
and a Final Four, and everything else that you need to have an event like that. You can't do it in the Wells Fargo Center or whatever else they're gonna. It's not big enough. So Final Four, yeah, they put it in the Cowboys Stadium, or they put it in Glendale, where they have the retractable roof, or whatever. Yep. Yeah,
they've been at the Superdome before.
I'm at a point I could sit here and have the discussion of, well, why do they need a new stadium right now? And I agree with you. The link's fine.
I don't see what's wrong with it.
I feel like they just built it.
I do too.
Honestly, it was 2002. No, 2003 season. 2003 seasons when
they lost the one NFC Championship game at Veterans Stadium. The last game. Yeah.
So 2003. So it's 20-some years old. Now, they're going to play.
In stadium life, that's not long.
But if they need to break ground to,
5 years.
At least.
How
Based
long
on
does it
where
take
they
to do
are.
Buffalo?
Feels like 5 years.
That's been going on 5 years, right?
Yeah. So 5-6 years or something like that. So you're looking at 2032, 2033, new stadium opens. So that's right around the 30-year mark of when the stadium's there. And we remember Veterans Stadium, and that place was such a toilet at the end. Of course, you want to get rid of it. It wasn't nice.
Yeah.
I also look at Citizens Bank Park. I don't need another park. Citizens Bank Park's awesome.
Totally fine.
It's a great baseball park.
Matter of fact, I'll go to Baltimore and say their park is still totally fine.
Oh no, Camden Yards still holds up.
Totally holds up.
Big time. And that was
Fenway Park holds up too.
Was that 95? Camden
Around
Yards,
there, yeah.
right around the.
That's when the new style came. The old school style came back.
Correct.
The old ballparks, not the multi-use stadium.
And there's no, and there's more events. There's more dates in the Phillies stadium. You can make an argument. It makes more sense to build a new stadium for someone that has something that has, I don't know, 100 dates a year between concerts and playoff games and stuff.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, they play. 81 regular home games plus all the concerts plus playoffs. Hopefully.
And whatever else they have.
And whatever else they have going on.
Probably less than 100, but 90 at least.
Yep.
Something like that.
Yeah.
So a new stadium, Ray?
I'm fine with the link the way it is. I'm fine with having outdoor football, too. I know that's a controversial take in today's modern era here. I watched the AFC Championship game, and I'm so sorry that Jarrett Stidham couldn't complete a pass in the snow, and now we have to throw away outdoor football forever. I'm fine with the way things are. Sorry, I'm not ready for all the change and going to a new stadium. I'm good with the link.
All right, Dutsy, instant poll out there on you. Put in the YouTube chat. Instant poll. Do you want a new stadium? And if it is a new stadium, everybody knows it's going to be a retractable roof, right?
Right.
Right.
Not Final Four.
Not even just a dome. It's going to be retractable. Because if you're spending that much money, then why not? I don't know how many more hundreds of millions it is for a retractable roof. You do a retractable roof.
Philadelphia gets a Super Bowl and a Final Four.
Correct.
That's what the deal is.
And they can't just put a roof on Lincoln Financial Field.
Well, they could like they did the Tropicana Field down in Tampa in St. Petersburg.
Yeah,
it's just like a big tent.
Wouldn't that? Well, are they moving locations? Are they going to the Navy Yard where the new Sixers and Flyers building will be?
I don't. Is there room down at the complex to do?
I don't know
anything down there.
I don't know, but all I know is this: is if you're building a new stadium in the current area, you're going to lose a ton of parking in said area.
Yeah, I don't think you could do it right there.
They just expanded Xfinity Live a little bit, too, with the outdoor stage.
Right. I don't know. I mean, yeah, I would say that makes the most sense.
Yeah.
Is where the Sixers and the Flyers are going. I'm all for it. I understand the reasons why you wouldn't want the retractable roof because you missed the snow games.
Yeah.
You missed those games, which becomes special. It was a special game in Eagles history. It is, and now that's eliminated, at least at home. It is.
Yeah, because you're playing climate controlled.
But I feel like it's also the DH and in baseball. I was against it for years. Well, it changes the complete strategy of a game. You don't even need to have a manager anymore, really. Before, you're always looking ahead. You're always let me leave the pitcher in for another inning because he's coming up second in the lineup, and we don't want to. And you keep him in there another inning, and it can come back to bite him. I realized at a certain point where the DH was coming, there was nothing I can do about it. And I was tired of watching the pitcher hit anyway. It's coming.
Yeah, I'm not standing in front of the bulldozer.
Right.
I'll be like, all right.
Oh, I voted no about the stadium on the poll.
It does feel like the link hasn't it has a lot more life to it than just to be demolished.
Yeah,
at this point.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, there should be a longer life for it.
Look, I don't go to Eagle games anyway. I like watching football at home.
Yeah, me too.
I prefer it. They do. I think TV does a tremendous job bringing us the sport.
I'll tell you this: I'm more likely to go to a game in a dome. That's for sure. If the roof's on,
is there going to be no traffic and prices?
No, there's that, but at least it's not cold.
And all the freaks there that still act like.
Yeah.
That's why I don't go.
Well, that's the biggest reason I don't go. Now, like you had said. It's just I like watching it at home.
I think TV does a phenomenal job showing it.
I like Red Zone. Yep. I like watching the games before or after. I don't need 3 hours to get home.
Yeah.
I don't need the drunk, belligerent idiots that are fighting everywhere. I don't need
I like
any
to hear
of that.
Tom Brady or Tony Romo. Here we go, Jim.
But you know what else I like? Climate-controlled football.
How about that?
Because
I have that at home.
Once you
I
experience
already
it,
have
it's
it.
pretty good.
Yeah, I have that.
Yep.
62 degrees in November in my house.
Yep.
Perfect. I feel you get
62
it'll be colder in my house than it will be at the stadium.
610-632-0975. Who wants a new stadium? Because if this wasn't even brought up, no one would even think. Like with the vet, it was falling apart. So you knew it.
Well, I mean, there were rats in there decided you could ride them.
The Wells Fargo Center with the Sixers, their tenants, they don't want to pay rent. They want to own their own building.
Wasn't Lurie a tenant of the Link?
Well,
He doesn't own it.
So,
But it's also like,
Does he just want his own building?
probably.
but
No public funding.
You would think that. Well, they paid for a third of it.
Yeah.
If you remember, the city paid for a third, the state paid for a third, and the team paid for a third.
Yeah.
So he's not. He may be paying rent. No, I don't think he's paying rent because Temple.
Oh, Temple's paying
Yeah,
rent. I can assure
Temple
you
pays
Temple's
the
paying
Eagles
rent. Yeah.
Temple pays the Eagles that. So whatever arrangement they have, they may be paying the city rent,
Yeah.
but they're also taking in money. Like the Sixers,
Like when Metallica or Taylor Swift plays there.
the Sixers aren't getting money when Disney on Ice comes to the Xfinity Mobile Arena.
No.
Right?
Comcast Spectacor gets
they own the building.
Yeah.
So what the arrangement is with the Eagles, I'm not exactly sure, but it's favorable.
Yeah.
They make money.
It's something to watch, though, because doesn't Pittsburgh also, aren't they eyeing a new stadium on the other side of the state?
Built at the same time.
Yeah, Heinz Field.
Both of them
very similar.
Governor Rendell in office said that I want to get stadiums built for Philly and Pittsburgh.
Because Three Rivers and the Vet were at the same time, essentially,
Correct.
too.
Correct. And he did. He got the baseball park and I give him a lot of credit because he saw we're gonna have to build them anyway.
Yeah.
You can't let the team.
Park.
You can't let the teams leave. So do it right now because it's just like with
Stay ahead of it.
Yeah, it's just like with the Cowboys. They wait to pay everybody, and they pay everybody more money. The longer you wait, the more money it's going to cost.
Yeah.
So you just get it done. And you think about
And he
that.
pushed it all through together because PNC and Citizens Bank Park are roughly the same.
The same.
time.
No, they are for sure. And if you think about it, look at the deal that the Chiefs just got from Kansas, the state of Kansas.
Yeah.
Like, owners aren't paying a third of the way anymore like they once were. Sometimes they're paying the entire thing, but then it's worth it for them to pay the entire thing if they're not using funds.
Yeah, because they
get
can
everything.
make more money in perpetuity, and like the state doesn't want to lose that taxable element of it. I mean, it's huge. I mean, the Sixers threatened forever to go to Camden, and that would have been a ton of lost money for the city of Philadelphia.
Yeah, nobody was letting that happen.
By the way, Twitter poll on Barkley or Embiid having the better career so far. Barkley, 53% of the vote.
Huh. It's almost a coin flip. That's about
Not
right.
as dominant, maybe, but Barkley didn't deal with injuries as nearly as much.
For whatever
as Joel
reason.
Embiid.
No, it's absolutely true. For whatever reason, because he was Barkley threw a guy through a window in a storefront window in Milwaukee.
Yeah.
Who was talking smack to him. Mm-hmm. But Embiid is far more a hot button topic than Barkley was. Maybe it's just because of the nature of where we are in sports.
Social media, too.
Social media and things like that. Barkley was thought about as being one of the best players in basketball. No one really – I don't remember anybody hating Barkley. It was just that this team wasn't good enough, and he wanted out, and Harold Katz was a bad owner, and they traded him for next to nothing.
Yeah, they screwed up because they didn't draft Brad Doherty. Barkley, for his career, averaged 22.1 points.
And in his later years, he didn't score as many points, but he still averaged double doubles. If you look at his numbers in Houston, where he was scoring probably 12, he was still averaging double doubles.
In Houston, he averaged 16.5 points and 12.2 rebounds.
Yeah, and what, like 38 years old, 37 years old?
Yeah,
it had to be something like that.
Yeah, he was at that point. He's up there. Yeah, yeah. He was 36 his last year in 2000,
and he was coming off I think he tore his Achilles, Barkley, at that point. Let's go to the phones. Ish is calling from Levittown. Ish, how are you, buddy?
Hey, how are you, Johnny?
Good.
Hi, Jason. I wanted to move off the subject. This Bill Belichick thing, everybody's relishing that he didn't get into the Hall of Fame. I agree with you, Johnny. This guy has cheated. They had to burn the tapes of the alleged opponents and the Deflategate. So how you want to let a cheater into the Hall of Fame when the NFL is labeled off of the shield of the game. So I wouldn't have let him in there.
Wow.
Plus, I never liked him anyway. And I have two quick more things. With the Flyers, do you think they'll make it to the playoffs, Jason?
I don't know. I really don't know. This stretch before the Olympic break is huge. They're a little bit up and down lately. They had the skid, and then they go out to that trip, and they beat Vegas. They find a way to lose the Utah game. Then they beat the best team in hockey by kicking the crap out of them in the third period in Colorado, and then they come home and lose. That game is usually a loss anyway when you come back from a trip. I don't know. The next two nights are big. I know that. Tonight in Columbus and tomorrow night in Boston.
I agree. And is Ray there today?
Ray, you still there?
I'm still here.
Oh, he gets it.
Hey, Ray, I heard it was a big winter storm and you got frozen like Frosty the Snowman. Is that true, Raymond? Did you have your little carrot nose trying to build a little snowman to make him your best friend, Raymond?
No, I sat at the bar and drank beer all day.
Just had some dry heaves.
Well, you brought the little snowman to drink beer with you.
Did
you
you
had
go-
your beer and your camel humps.
Did you go sledding?
No, I did not.
No?
I parked my car at 8 a.m. at that garage. I came in here, worked on something for 2 hours, walked over to the
Were you
hotel.
in a garage? Two Bala?
Yeah.
So you're over Two Bala.
Yeah.
How did it go? I didn't even
I felt terrible when you were texting because I was having the time of my life just sitting there drinking beer, hanging out, doing nothing, having no responsibilities. You're texting me like, I feel awful. I'm thinking, oh my gosh, nobody shoveled for John. John's got to be having the worst day. So I didn't want to say at all how the hotel was going because the hotel was fantastic.
I hadn't even thought about it till right now.
I was having the time of my life.
Wait, what, were you at the hotel over across the street?
Down at the Hilton on City Ave.
Okay, is that the one by Target?
No, that's further up.
No, the
That's the Crown, right?
Yeah.
well, it's a Holiday Inn now, isn't it? Or no, it used to be a Holiday Inn.
Maybe, I don't know.
So the Hilton's the nicer one.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, lovely.
And that's a good hotel bar too.
Yeah, it was great. The hotel bar was good. The burger I got there was good. Hung out.
Who were
watched
you hanging
football.
out with?
Andrew, Connor, Rodman, John. We were having a time.
Look at you.
Yeah, it was wonderful. Me and the morning show.
You remember those days, Jay?
I do. Yeah, staying in the hotel. Well, sometimes I slept in the couch.
Yeah.
I slept on that couch right there. Well, it used to be the one that used to be out there.
The red one?
Uh-huh. Yeah, I slept on that. Had the blanket and pillow with me.
Mike would never stay in a hotel. He would just drive in because he wasn't that far down. He's down City Ave.
Yeah.
I remember we had a really big storm the one time, and he's like, yeah, I'll be all right. I'll make it home.
Yeah.
He made it home.
Yeah, I remember we stayed over there. I told you the story about me and Murgett. Went out to the house when Murgett was working with me. Went back to my house before the storm so I could pick up some clothes and stuff and bring it back in. And I had 3 young kids and dog and everything. Walk in the house for like 10 minutes, and it's chaos, right? And we get back in the car, and Murgett goes, is it always like that? I said, yeah, put a jacket on it.
And Murgett's got
saw him last week.
Yeah, he's got 2 guys.
Yeah,
you see him
he-
at the Flyers game?
Yes, him and his father-in-law and his kids' boys were there.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you'd never know they were his kids. Holy cow, did they look exactly
Yeah, they
like him.
look just like him. Yeah. Mike Murgett is a ex-producer at the station.
Yeah.
A lot like you, Ray.
Nice.
He used to be my weekend producer. Murgett was the best.
Yeah, awesome.
Shout out, Mike.
All right. So just to wrap up the stadium talk, it's coming. I don't know if this is what Adam Schefter's going to break news next week or whatever, but it's coming.
Yeah, it doesn't move me one way or another.
No?
Sorry, Shefty. Your little week-long tease doesn't get my blood moving.
Yeah, that's quite a tease.
I want to hear about Lane Johnson, or I want to hear about A.J. Brown. I want to hear about crap that matters next year. I can't worry about one thing.
But that's beneath him.
Not an
you're
AJ
right.
guy.
Yeah, no, he's an expert now.
Yeah, he said last week, he's like, you care about that more than I do. Well, yeah,
we live here, you schmuck.
Well, I mean, that's what he's saying. That's what he's saying, but it's also one of the biggest stories in football, what happens with A.J. Brown.
I mean, to me,
How we get it done.
It affects big time whoever the offensive coordinator is. I know that. Because if I'm the OC, I'm going, do I have A.J. Brown? Okay, if I don't, who are you replacing him with?
Yeah.
Do I have Dallas Goedert? If I don't, is it Grant Calcaterra?
Yeah, I don't. I mean, So Ray, if you're Howie, how do you answer those questions right now? We don't know. We're not sure what's going to happen with A.J. Brown. We don't know what's going to happen with Dallas Goedert. They really don't know. The market may bear what happens with Dallas Goedert.
And they're not going to tell any guy, well, we're probably going to part ways.
Correct.
They're not doing that because that'll get around league circles, and that cuts his legs off and his leverage.
Yeah.
I've been saying that the final boss of all these interviews should be A.J. Brown. You get to the end of the question.
Make A.J. Brown the OC.
Not a bad idea.
Player offensive coordinator.
We did a
Let's be
segment
revolutionary.
yesterday. No bad answers, and we just said, "Give us your wild OC answer." Someone went Jalen Hurts as the
No,
OC
I don't want
player.
him as the OC.
Might as well.
No. I want A.J. Brown. He'll be targeted every play.
There you go.
We're going to run to number 11.
On 2, break.
Yes.
Coming up, latest on the Eagles offensive coordinator search, of course, and it's a Waymo Wednesday. That's coming up next. Middays with Marks, 97.5 The Fanatic.
Now on 97.5 The Fanatic Sports Update.
Week 3 of the search. I'm Ray done with this Fanatic Sports Update. Philly, you hungry? Good thing Uber Eats has a great deal waiting for you at La Cachachita Food Truck from now until June 30th. Get a buy one, get one deal on select items on the app. Order now only on Uber Eats. Terms apply. See app for details. The Eagles offensive coordinator search continues. In case you haven't heard, they're having a second interview with Packers quarterback coach Sean Mannion. This is a day after both Joe Brady and Brian Daboll found their spots. Brady going to be the Bills head coach, and Daboll going to be the offensive coordinator for the Titans. Last night, the Sixers with a big 139-122 win over the Bucks. Paul George had 32 points, 9 threes in the game. Joel Embiid, 29 points, including this alley-oop dunk.
Sixers on the move. Maxey lob to Joel, and Embiid jams it. Alley-oop jam. The big man soars, and Maxey beats him, and an alley-oop dunk for the Sixers.
You heard that right here on The Fanatic. You can hear them tomorrow night against the Kings. And tonight, you can hear on The Fanatic the Flyers and Blue Jackets at 7:30. Listen right here. This update's also brought to you by Positive Coaching Alliance. Questions about youth or high school sports? Positive Coaching Alliance can help. PCA, a national nonprofit organization, develops better athletes and better people through youth and high school sports. Info, positivecoach.org. I'm Ray Dunn, your home for the Sixers Flyers. Best birds talk in town, 97.5 The Fanatic.
Waymo. I'd rather have my Holy Cross drive the car than Waymo.
I've had favorable experiences on Waymo. If you don't know what Waymo is, it's the autonomous self-driving car that is in Philadelphia right now being tested. Ray has seen them multiple times, right?
Yesterday, was down there in South Philly at the Wawa. Someone driving the Waymo.
The Columbus Boulevard
sense.
Wawa?
Yep.
That thing could navigate that weird set of roads there by Club Risque, I think it is.
Yes. Man was driving it. So it cannot navigate it itself. It needed the driver to navigate it.
So is that to learn the streets of Philadelphia, does it need somebody behind the wheel?
You need a lot more to navigate that Columbus Boulevard Wawa parking lot.
I know, that's what I'm saying. Like, this isn't just a regular grid. Here's 60 streets, and here's 60 streets.
Yeah, you got like Passyunk that comes in on an angle.
Yeah, what are you going to do in Fishtown or Northern Liberties or anywhere in South Philly? It seems like
man.
But even with people that drive, it's bad. Imagine without.
It's terrible.
I mean, I've had a lot of. I've read a lot of things that said it's actually safer to have somebody not driving than these maniacs that drive.
Written by one of the Waymo executives, I'm sure.
Maybe they got to train the car. It's like when they did Google Maps. They drove that big thing around with the thing on it for Google Maps.
Right.
To get street view.
Yep.
Like, here's your job. You got to drive every road in the state of Pennsylvania with this honking device on your roof.
Guy I went to Temple with, he actually did that for a while.
And you just don't make sure you don't drive the same roads. You're just gridding a city.
I don't know the rhyme or reason exactly what he did, but he would be like, and then he would go not just in the area, he would go everywhere, and then they put him in a hotel. They put him in a hotel, and he was younger, so
that sounds like the dream.
He loved it for a couple years.
I would have gone crazy.
I think he actually interned here with me. Pretty sure he interned here with me for a while. You could have been. That's what you could have been doing.
I could have been doing that. Yep. Just showing up at a random hotel every day.
Maybe Waymo's hiring so you can just drive that thing around the city.
Nope. I can't support that. I can't support this.
Now, if Waymo was hiring to just drive itself around the city, but they needed a human in the car while the Waymo drove, would you be up for that?
Nope. I want my life
you would be
in my
doing
hands.
nothing.
I'd rather be the one driving.
Still in a Waymo.
Yeah. See, I wouldn't do that either. You know me.
Yeah.
I'm Wayno, not Waymo.
I have taken a Waymo in multiple Waymos in Phoenix and had a pleasant experience.
Yeah, that thing takes a wrong turn in Phoenix. You end up in the desert. Big deal.
Well, so we've played the news stories over the last couple of weeks that have been.
First of all, Doug.
One was driving. It was driving on the train tracks, right? There was another one that went through a crime scene and didn't stop.
Yep.
But a lot of stuff going on.
The other one that 17 times the school district complained that it was driving past school buses that were stopped.
Because
of the school bus lights.
Yeah, but didn't recognize the stop sign on the school bus, and kids were crossing the street, and the Waymo was just cruising by them.
I'm plowing through there.
Here we go. We have another news story, Ray. What do we have here?
Do you remember this scene from last summer? Waymos causing a ruckus in a San Francisco parking lot. Now, people down in Santa Monica are having a similar issue with those noisy neighbors. The robotaxis are gathering in a parking lot, and people living nearby are not too happy. They say lights are always flashing and backup alerts are constant. Dozens of neighbors have signed a petition saying the charging station is disrupting life, sleep, and work at home. Waymo says it has installed trees and, quote, quieting equipment.
I close my blinds because I'm watching TV and they look like cop lights.
I think they're trying, but not fast enough. And it's hard for me to imagine that you could have a driverless car and not be able to fix this element of it.
Waymo spokesperson says they strive to be good neighbors and they're working with the city to address people's concern.
There you go. See that, Ray? You could right outside your apartment. You could have a bunch of Waymos. So what are they doing? Is this like the designated meetup area where they charge, I guess?
Yes, and it seems like they've got their own traffic problems inside of that meetup area.
Correct.
They all run out of battery at the same time.
And they're all facing each other.
Well, they don't know what to do because they're scrunched in. So that's why you hear the beeping.
They're honking at each other. You got the backup noise going.
Right. I'll tell you what. If you got Waymo stock, sell it. Sell this before it becomes a freaking penny stock.
It's expanding. I think it's
owned up with a lawsuit.
I think it's owned by Google. It's owned by another company that's owned by Google, I believe.
That makes sense because of Google Maps.
Right.
Like it obviously
they have the technology.
Google, yeah. But I'm not putting my life in the hands of AI in its infancy stages.
All right.
I'm not becoming a test case. Not a
just wait.
test tube baby, Johnny.
And instead of Ray walking to work, he's going to have to take a Waymo to work.
Oh, that'd be so bad. That would be the ultimate.
That's the
lost
fate worse
bet.
than death.
It is.
Oh, it could be.
Any bet going forward that revolves around Ray's way to get to work now has to be a Waymo.
All right, Herb driving an Uber with you in it or a Waymo?
Ooh.
No, Waymo with him and Herb, but Herb using the back seat as a crapper.
Yeah, well, that could happen too. Because Herb used to be an Uber Lyft driver, but
Right.
he was fired or suspended or whatever. For what? I never got a
Kept stopping at TJ Maxx.
I never. Well, I don't think you have to. I don't think you have to think real hard why Herb maybe doesn't drive an Uber.
He may argue with somebody.
I don't know why he never. Gave us a straight story.
He works Saturdays.
All right. All right, there you go. It's Waymo Wednesday. Here on Middays with Mark 97.5 The Fanatic. Not to delve in ESPN, even though we have, because the Super Bowl's now however many days away. We're already Wednesday, but it's still a full week and a half to the Super Bowl, and like when my team's not in, I really have very little interest in
I
anything.
give 1/10 of one. You know what?
Right
now. I don't care.
I do like Radio Rows. I would always love to go to a Super Bowl Radio Row, but since we're not going and our teams aren't in it, I have no interest in the Seahawks or the Patriots.
Yeah, I don't care
want both
about
teams to lose.
Jerry Rice pumping rate guard ads or something like that.
Would you agree that you're rooting for the Seahawks, but only because it's the Patriots, or because I would like both teams to lose. I don't want either team to win.
I'm rooting for the Seahawks because it's new blood, and I like the Sam Darnold story.
Yeah, Sam Darnold did shut up a lot of people.
Yeah,
for sure.
So I do it, and I like new blood. Like that. That's fresh. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, I didn't realize they won a Super Bowl. Bill Simmons got on his podcast had said the Seahawks didn't win a Super Bowl, and I read the article and I'm like, when did they win a Super? I didn't even remember it.
You didn't remember that Super Bowl?
Who was it? Hasselbeck was the quarterback.
Matt Hasselbeck. Yes.
Were we also forgetting in 2013 when they
Russell
beat
Wilson?
Yeah, they swept the Broncos.
That's what I'm saying. Like, how do you forget that run? They went
Broncos country, let's rock.
Went to two straight
Marshawn
Super
Lynch.
Bowls. I know you went to two straight Super Bowls.
And Marshawn
you
Lynch
lost on the
made
goal line. I was being facetious.
Marshawn Lynch was that year. It was obviously a huge story with the Skittles and all that stuff. So yeah.
But I was looking at so now you have like, what are we going to talk about? So they have the top 50 NFL free agents. Who would you say the top Eagle free agent is out there?
Dallas Goedert.
Is he under some like contract that's not they're going to keep, or because I don't see him on the top 50?
No, he picked up his extension. I thought
I got a 1-year deal.
That was a New Year deal. So he's not on here.
He's not listed as a free agent.
Well, he's not listed at the top 50, which I find kind of hard to believe. That's why I was wondering if he had some type of a, an
option or something.
Well, the Eagles cook these contracts so they can make them fit. It doesn't necessarily mean it's not a 1-year contract. It's just that. So the top, who would you say the top free agent is on the list? He's actually, there's an Eagle that is 5th overall, NFL free agent. And I hadn't even really thought of
they
it.
traded for the guy from Miami.
Jalen Phillips.
Yeah.
Number 5.
Yeah. I'm okay if they don't sign him because I think there's going to be a big market for him.
Ray, I'm not resigning him. I have enough money I'm going to have to pay my defensive lineman. He was good. Am I going to pay him
Fell
20?
off a little bit, though, didn't he?
He did. Well, he didn't have the sack production. I don't know. Like, I don't need to pay him $25 million a year. If that's the going rate.
I don't pay $25 million for pressures.
Well, if
I
he's
pay
at
$25 million for sacks.
for 12 sacks a year, okay.
Yeah.
I thought you said I'd pay $20 million for sex.
Well,
like, whoa.
Some
That's a hell of
people
a
pay a lot
budget.
more
I
than
don't quite have that at my disposal.
So it feels like everybody kind of feels the same way about Phillips, which is like, nah, it's like a good half year. We're gone. The next Eagle on that list is Blankenship.
Reed Blankenship. I think he's more of an important
32nd.
How old is he? 30?
I don't. 27 entering the season.
Really?
Yeah. It's his first contract.
Why do I feel like he's older?
How about that?
He didn't really like a lot of the undrafted players need time to develop. He's actually been pretty good right away.
Yeah, and there's not a lot of wear and tear on him. He's a guy I got to consider bringing back. I think he's more important.
You know what?
He's overshadowed.
You know what he'd be smart to do? Take a contract that makes sense for both sides.
Yeah.
His value here, especially with
Higher.
what he's developed with Coop, you may make more money somewhere else. He'll be like he means so much more here with what he can make off the field with his podcast he has with Coop.
Yeah.
With this defense.
I agree. He'll be 27 entering this. Yeah, I would agree with that. I would like to see them bring him back.
Kobe Dean's 48th.
Yeah, I think he might be gone.
Agreed. He got hurt.
And it's a shame because when he came back in this season, he was a friggin' monster. It was like, dude, Nakobe Dean's all over the place. Like, what's going on here?
Sacks,
Didn't
pressures,
expect it.
plays in the backfield.
Chucking guys.
Yep.
I mean, it was like, whoa.
Yep.
But, yeah, I think his time – and plus they have some depth there now.
Yep. Yeah, they just used a first-round draft pick on him. Last one, Kenny Gainwell is 49th. Kenny Gainwell had a really good season with the Steelers.
Pittsburgh, yeah.
He'll be 25 entering next
That's
season.
not a bad guy. I mean, is Tank Bigsby out?
No, I'm talking about for the Eagles. I just found it interesting.
Oh.
He had a really good season. No, Tank Bigsby's under contract. So
Okay.
67 in running back years, though.
yeah, he's gonna. He's not gonna make. He's not gonna make a lot of money, but he'll get a job to be a 1A.
There was a joke going around Steelers Twitter that he was their best receiver.
He really was
At one point.
He really was.
I mean, who's the top receiver that's available?
George Pickens. He's the second
Dallas?
overall. Yep. He's gonna get paid.
Okay, so if you moved on from A.J. Brown, you could try and sign
Yeah,
Pickens?
no,
Is that going to happen?
No.
Like, he can't keep his mouth shut.
He's going to get franchised before everything. No, he'll turn into George Pickens at some point. Ain't going to be here.
Okay.
That's sure. Coming up next, YouTube chat recap. Middays with Marks, 97.5 The Fanatic. News from around sports today, and this was actually yesterday, but the Broncos fired their offensive coordinator, Joe Lombardi. He didn't call plays. Sean Payton calls plays. If they win that game, is he like they're in the Super Bowl? Is he getting fired after the season? I don't want to be like, oh, well, if they win that game, is he fired? I just like Sean Payton.
They put up 26 points.
Yeah, Sean Payton's a creep. I don't know. He just is.
Did you get like a smarmy feeling from him?
Oh, you respect him because he's a great coach, but he also didn't do a great job.
That's where I got this year. For the longest time, I was fine just hating him. Now I have to do the whole, I really respect the guy. He's done it. Because I was just like, yeah, I'll forget about the New Orleans thing. Like, he's just a creep. He's a loser. And then
he's a good coach.
He's a really good coach.
Product of Drew Brees.
Yeah, you could do that. You could try and spin it that way. I don't work in Denver. I don't work around Denver. Yeah, he's a good coach.
Yeah, for sure.
He's a good coach. He's like smarmy, like the
He's
same.
very
I feel the
smug.
same way about him, like as I do when Ish is like, is Ray there? Like, I just uncomfortable.
I'm glad someone said it.
Like that. I don't
What, that the whole
understand
thing's
that whole
uncomfortable?
thing.
Yeah.
All right, so the whole thing with Ish, I'm trying to figure out what to do with it because there's something there.
Of course, yeah. There's
and
something there.
and it's weird.
Yep.
Is there something there? You think there's something there?
Well, it's like with Herb. Sometimes Herb is like, that wasn't great, or people will be like, this whole Herb thing's stupid. And then you go to him on the line and he's in the TJ Maxx taking a dump.
Right.
I agree.
Or he's texting with some woman that's catfishing him.
He's had 2 moments of the year in the first month of the year. I mean, the Seattle thing was the start of the year.
Right.
And then we just had this.
Right. So you never know what you're going to get with him. And typically I've learned that things are always happening with Herb. So
Beautiful. You panning your meat.
So sometimes you have to know when to use them, when something you can't overuse them. But then when, like tomorrow, I want to talk to Herb again because then it's kind of the post game of him and the TJ Maxx going to the bathroom. So anyway.
Okay.
Sorry, I'd never heard that mic drop.
That's an old school one.
You ever heard the pounding your meat?
No.
That's why it's Jason's board. Go over some of your things on is this your board that we have?
I started building one. It's definitely not complete. I mean, you have your classics.
Get out! Get out!
Right, with Harry.
You got to have that, and Harry with a
Tighten it up.
Yeah.
There's one here from Harry that he yelled at me because I guess I wanted to go to the phones during like the whatever thing.
And he didn't want to go. I remember it.
Yeah, he didn't want. Where the hell is the drop? I don't know where it is. I don't have anything color coded on here yet.
I know.
It's a real pain in the ass.
You're not in here enough to where you're able to kind of go through and work on it.
Yeah.
So next time you're in during the breaks, look at it, take a look at it, get it organized.
Yeah, there was one.
I still need to organize mine too. Like I should have the Herb okay on my board.
Absolutely.
But I unfortunately because of sickness, dude, I'm telling you, like we had the flu. How many weeks of sickness have I dealt with now, Ray?
Dutch and I were talking about this. Your family's been sick since we've known you.
Pretty much. We went type A flu through everybody.
Yep.
I don't think I had it. I don't even
You've
remember.
dodged a lot of it.
I have.
It's been
before
really
this.
impressive that you've been able to keep yourself upright with the amount of times that it's been, last night, you're not going to believe where I was, or you're not going to believe what, like, we were giving you props on Monday, like they finally got him. Like, this has been
They got me.
4 or 5 months of just battling by you.
Oh, and it hasn't stopped.
All right, here's the one from Harry.
Go ahead. Take it over. You're the boss.
He was so pissed off at me.
I think Andrew played that on the one day that we had everybody.
All the bays.
Yeah.
I'm like, let's take a call. I go like, Bob, you're on WIP. and he, go ahead, take it over. You're the boss.
Oh, let's get to the YouTube chat recap. Do it.
It's time for the YouTube chat recap.
How about filling us in? Let me tell you something else, man.
Watch us live on YouTube every single weekday.
I can't lie. Let me tell you something.
It's the Middays with Marks YouTube chat recap.
Yeah, and that's one of the reasons why you need to subscribe to 97.5 The Fanatic on YouTube. And you get moments like you're going to get right here. Go ahead.
We had drama yesterday with this.
What?
Wow.
Nate started going with a lot of things that would be said by offensive coordinator candidates. Instead of YouTube chat comments, YouTube chatters none too pleased.
Oh, they weren't happy.
They were very
They were
funny.
marginalized.
Nate came up with a couple of really good ones yesterday, but they were upset. So I'm curious how he went today.
They're territorial, right?
Yeah, they should be.
They know why they're there.
taking ownership.
Yep. All right, go ahead.
Imagine being the guy in the next stall debating about if you should buy this discount belt, and you hear Herb giving his sports take. If Bayless from the YouTube chat.
I can picture what that TJ, because like you know how you can picture what I went into. I think it was a Rite Aid, and I don't even think they're in business anymore.
They're not.
But they like literally, it looked like they hadn't cleaned the bathroom in a couple weeks. That's how bad it was. And it's like, how can like all right, I get it. You're a manager at a Rite Aid. Maybe you're not making as much money as you should. It's a thankless job. You go to the bathroom. How do you leave a bathroom looking like that?
Yeah, there's been times when I've gone, dude, like been in the store and go, you guys got to do something about that bathroom. Like the trash is overflowing.
Oh, no
There's
soap.
stuff all over the floor. There's no the toilet paper's the cardboard. You're like, come on, dude. Like get on top of it a little bit.
So if you're just tuning in, Herb was Herb was on the phone today from the TJ Maxx toilet when we went to him. Target bathrooms.
You're panning your meat.
Target bathrooms are average. They're clean.
Very good, but Target has a secret
Not
weapon.
comfortable though.
They have the family bathroom that you can use.
Which when you have
you're not
children,
supposed to.
Well, if you have children though, you can do it.
Yeah, or colorectal cancer.
I know, or you're allowed to use it for sure. But you go to a Target. Yeah, like not that I want to stay in any public bathroom, but Target, I'm like, all right, let me get in and get out of here.
Yeah, you're not running because you're afraid that you're going to catch some.
No, it's not like some other place. All right, what's next?
That bathroom at TJ Maxx will never be the same. Danny from Morel.
Okay, I would agree. Where do you think the top 5 places that Herb's had to drop a deuce publicly? We'll have to get his. The problem with Herb is he doesn't like to help you out with bits.
Right. He won't play the game.
He won't play the game, even though his whole thing is a bit. He just doesn't know it.
Yeah,
right.
He's a walking bit.
He is.
Now, do you talk to people when you're sitting in there going to the bathroom?
Absolutely not.
No.
I don't want to hear anything coming from the phone.
Camille was the same way when he worked here, coach, and I'd be in there sitting.
Yeah,
and he'd walk in the bathroom and be, "What's going on, coach?" And it would freak him out so bad he'd run.
Yeah, I want nothing.
I don't care.
Ray and I both agree that we don't want any conversation. Mm-hmm. I don't want to hear someone's phone.
I'd be in there with Bernie.
Don't play video. Okay. Don't play videos on your phone that I can hear it.
I go. How you doing, Bern, from the toilet?
Here's the other thing that bothers me. Like I'll go in to take a leak, and then someone's wrapping up in the stall. It's like, just let me finish up and wash my hands and leave. You don't have to race me so we meet at the sink. And
it's not racing you.
No, but they should be cut. Like the normal thing is to wait till they leave
Slow
and then
your roll?
You go. Yes.
Why?
Slow play it. So
why does that make you uncomfortable?
You're not exiting a poop smelled stall to go and wash your hands.
It's
and you might have poop on it. So what? Why would
you expecting that place to be sterile?
No, but you should wait. If the options are hurry up so we wash our hands together, or wait 10 seconds so I can leave. Why are you hurrying up?
When I was still full-time employed here, there'd be a guy that would go in there, and he would hang toilet paper, curtains up, like I gave a crap about. Yeah, and you know what I used to do after I got done washing my hands after taking a leak? I'd flick the curtains and knock them down. Like you frickin' baby. Nobody cares that you're sitting on the toilet and looking through the crack to see you.
I certainly know.
It used to piss me off. So I'd flick his curtains down.
His beef drapes? Yes. All right, what's next?
The Belichick thing is why Hall of Fame ballots should be made public with explanations. It sometimes seems like writers are being petty or just want to be different in their choices. Pete from Drexel Hill.
Yeah, you're right, Pete. I saw Stephen A. because Stephen A. needs an opinion on everything. He's calling for a boycott of the NFL Hall of Fame after the Belichick snub.
Oh, no. Does that mean no Hall of Fame game in Canton then?
Uh-oh. Let me tell you my interest in any Hall of Fame anymore. It's close to zero.
Yeah.
Baseball's really the only one that I even remotely care about. Not
Preseason and Hall of Fame and All-Star games can all go in the same bagster and get dropped off a cliff.
Yeah.
I'm overall.
Would it be great if Robert Kraft made it in before Bill Belichick? That's really what I'm hoping for. Be awesome.
With his masseuse?
Yep. Yeah, at the, what's the name of that place? Forget.
The Scrub and Shub?
Yep. It was down at the, down by the Outback. Oh, it was an Outback in the same strip mall.
Oh, it was?
Oh, there was an Outback right in there.
It was right by the Pastificio.
All right, give me one more. We're late.
I may have Eagles news next week. I may not. Just don't press me with Eagles questions while I'm on a Philadelphia sports radio station.
Exactly.
Adam from ESPN.
Yeah, now if they press him on that, will he be like, oh, okay.
Yeah, if it doesn't come to fruition, what are you guys talking about? I was just, I'm not even thinking about that.
Coming up next, Ricky Batalico.
And the new offensive coordinator of the Philadelphia Eagles.
Huh?
Please.
Bill should be the new OC.
Do it. Hire him.
I'm all for.
Hey, we can hear
Bill
that through
being
the glass,
OC.
by the way.
Yeah, I know. I always love it. They think we can lip read as well. All right, they're coming up
I
next.
heard what he said.
Everybody will talk to you. See you.
Now on 90.